One of college football's most pristine settings, Bozeman, Montana, home to the #1 seed Bobcats, who begin their quest today for a national title after earning the bye week in the first round. Today they're hosting the upset-minded UT Martin Skyhawks in a second-round matchup, trying to spoil what should be a really fun party coming up next.
Won the toss, referred to the second half. Montana State.
Montana State 33-1 on this field since 2019, set to host UT Martin today. The rodeo run out, one of the best traditions in all of college football, kicking off the action today here at Bobcats Stadium. Let's look at where these teams are trying to advance to. So Montana State had the bye week in the opening round, earned it as the #1 seed. UT Martin, the win over New Hampshire last week, dominant 41-10 victory. The winner will play either Idaho or Lehigh, trying to punch a ticket to the next round. Bring you inside the booth here at Bobcats Stadium. Jason Ross Jr. alongside Tioka Jackson, fired up for this one. Winner go home football again this week. Tioka, #1 seed. Welcome them to the party. Perfect season. On the other side, UT Martin coming off the win over New Hampshire, the underdog, but they feel like they can do this today.
Look, Montana State was the most dominant team in FCS in the regular season. But this UT Martin team isn't intimidated, and they believe they will win today.
Well, on the other side, it's going to be challenging because you got a guy by the name of Tommy Mellott who's been one of the best, if not the best, in college football this year on the FCS level.
Well, he's a true dual-threat quarterback. He is pinpoint down the field and one of the most efficient quarterbacks playing in the nation. And I don't know how fast he runs the 40, Jason, but all I know is all the tape I watched, no one ever caught the guy. He is a problem for every single defense they play.
Then flip it over on the other side. You got Kincaid Dents for UT Martin and the Skyhawks. He's got a couple of 700-yard wideouts as well. They can toss it around.
Well, he's known for having a big arm. His arm talent is real. As you can see, he's accurate down the field. But I'm telling you right now, he doesn't get enough credit for his ability to hurt defenses with his legs. He's got great decision-making on when to run, gets a lot of first downs. These two guys are a lot alike, and they're going to go a long way to deciding who wins this game today.
You see how they kind of mirror one another. Two experienced guys, a grad student and a senior, on a big stage and a big game. One of the best settings in all of college football here at Bobcat Stadium. UT Martin will kick it off. Jared Van Winkle has the duties. Back to return, Jared White, Marquis Johnson. This crowd, they've had to wait a couple of weeks to get back in here. It was worth every second of the wait. Every seat taken, but not a single one being sat in right now. Everyone on their feet here at Bobcat Stadium. Second round of the FCS playoffs. Let's get it rolling. So this Montana State offense, again, Tioka, we talked about Tommy Mellott, but the running backs, they've also been elite. Scott Trey Humphrey, we were wondering about his health. He's 100% back and ready to go. Adam Jones as well was extremely impressive against Montana in their last victory. So those are two guys that are going to be very key elements of this offense as well.
Well, there's no question what you have to do to beat this team. First things first, you better stop the run. They ran for 326 yards over Montana. And as you mentioned, Adam Jones, the freshman, career high 197 yards and 2 tutties. You better stop the run if you want any chance of beating the Bobcats.
Right away, first play of the game, a handoff, space opens up on the end around there for Ty McCullough, getting him involved and early in the action right away, gain of 14.
They call him a touch guy. They want to get him the football any way they can. And this is still a run. This is a perimeter sweep, really, but he's one of the more dynamic players on their roster. They get it to him a variety of ways. Watch for screens as well to #6.
Vertical threat, side-to-side threat, doesn't matter which way he's going, he's fast. Mellott, first throw of the game, complete over on the far side. You see how this Skyhawk defense swarms, though. That was Michael McGoy on the tackle on Ty McCullough.
Just 4 yards, but that 4 yards is important. This offense is predicated on very good first down efficiency. That sets them up. They choke the life out of teams because they're always in 3rd and short, and that starts on first.
What did Brent Vigen and the Montana State staff tell us? We got to get on first down. And what did the staff for UT Martin tell us? We got to stop them on first down.
Right.
But a good chunk there. They gave him 5, and they faked the handoff. Mellott keeps it himself, and you see his legs. Rarely ever gets caught in the open field. A big burst into plus territory down to the 30-yard line.
Well, the only reason Tevin Ship caught him is because he was blocked or hit by his own guy. Look at friendly fire right there. And again, it's not the fault of Ryan Loniger. He's just trying to make a block downfield, but you get an idea of the dynamic athleticism from this really, really super guy to watch on tape. When I watch him, very rarely does he get rattled. He's the most efficient quarterback that you're going to see. And the 22 touchdowns and 1 interception is beautiful, but those legs are electric.
Just elite running ability. And bring McCullough over in motion. Hand it off, up the middle. Scott Trey Humphrey back into the mix again this week. Had just the 1 carry against Montana. Was a little dinged up. Gains 8 there. Really good to see him back out on the field if you're a Bobcat fan.
That's the bread and butter run of this offense. Outside zone. And what you're going to see is Scott Trey Humphrey start outside, but he's peeking back inside to stick his foot and come upfield. They're going to do a lot of window dress. You see a lot of zones, a lot of motions. They want to punch you in the mouth, though, Jason.
They bring Adam Jones in for Scott Trey Humphrey. And they don't miss a beat when they bring in Jones. He could potentially hit 1,000 yards today. He's got 928 entering this matchup. Fake the handoff. Look into the end zone, and they have it. Province on the grab, and the Bobcats strike first.
Real simple football. Offense 1-on-1. Let's establish who we are first in the line of scrimmage. Let's run the ball. Get this defense committed to shutting the run game down, then go play action, and you got one of the best quarterbacks in America at doing just that. And as you saw, Province down the seam for 22-yard touchdown.
Sandstead caps off a quick drive. Malott leading the way with his legs. Then the touchdown pass to Hunter Province, #1 seed, off and rolling.
That's a timeout on betting. It completely changed the game, and you didn't even notice. Let me break it down for you. Betting ads are sending the blitz and getting you to play the game. Many of you are falling for it and losing big money. Addiction is happening in some more than others. Now players are getting harassed by bettors. And we all know that's not how the game is won. So it's on us to be good teammates and draw the line to stay ahead of betting consequences. Brought to you by the NCAA.
On a reflective Fansville by Dr. Pepper.
Dad, do you ever feel like college football is being changed by all this corporate money flooding into the sport?
I'm sorry I missed that. I was just grabbing a delicious ice-cold Dr. Pepper.
I just feel like the brands are taking over.
Dr. Pepper's strawberries and cream for my 2 thirsty boys.
You see what I mean?
You're overreacting, pal.
Aflac.
That's the Aflac duck.
It's a normal duck.
He's waving a branded flag.
Aflac.
It's a pennant.
My whole life is a commercial!
College football, it's a Pepper thing.
And Doug.
Whoa, we moved. We're in a parade. Everyone, customize and save hundreds on car insurance with Liberty Mutual. Customize and save.
And then I wake up.
And you have this dream every night?
Yeah, every night.
I see.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
So, Tioka, some blown coverage on the back end here. What do you think happened?
Well, the play action sucks up the linebackers. Watch number 9 and number 11, Sharp and Ship. They have to honor that run. And when you suck up like that, it's an easy run through the zone of the defense. They've got to have a middle closed defense to shut that tight end down, or it's going to be a big gain for all of these tight ends.
Montana.
And it's tough, though. The point is, it's tough because if you commit guys to the line of scrimmage to stop this vaunted running game, the best rushing attack in America, they're going to hit you with the pass.
You told me this earlier. I mean, Montana State, a group that on average is led by about 20 at the half.
Yes.
This year.
Yes.
They're off to another hot start today. They've only allowed a couple of first-quarter touchdowns defensively all year as UT Martin tries to change that narrative and answer back offensively here with Kincaid, Dent, and the offense coming out. Again, you potentially want them to take a shot early?
I do, because if you let this game get out of hand early, it will just get worse in the second half. We told you, this Montana State team goes into the half on average with a 20-point lead in there against their opponents. You've got to find a way to match them early and then take them into the fourth quarter in a tight game because they haven't been in one.
5 straight road wins for UT Martin, including last week against New Hampshire. Handed off on the first play, and Patrick Smith is brought down quickly around the edge. Kenneth Iden came around to make the big play. Loss of 2.
That's a lot of penetration. That's not a great start for this UT Martin offense. Look at the penetration into the backfield right away. Kenneth Iden up inside, getting a TFL. That's what you want to start with right now if you're Bobcats.
A Bozeman native, Bozeman High product. Flip it out, screen set up. Get some space involved. Nice cutback, gets some of the yardage back here. Nice grab made from Patrick Smith. They get him involved in the passing game as well.
I like the call in the passing game because it gets Kincaid Dent warmed up, get him feeling comfortable. They're going to need, as I said, take the shots downfield. But why not throw an easy completion, get him feeling real good about himself so he can be hot for the rest of the game.
His second year in the system after transferring from Ole Miss. Said he wanted an opportunity to play some ball in big moments like this one. On 3rd and 2, they hand it off, and I don't believe they got there. It's going to be very close.
Yeah, I think they're going to be about a yard short. And I don't think you go for it here, but it's worth thinking about because, again, you're going to have to match this offense of the Bobcats, and they're going to kick it.
Rylan Org, one of the leaders on the defense who we spoke to earlier this week, talked about losing in the FCS playoffs to North Dakota State last year by 1 point in the chip. It was on the shoulder of this Montana State team entering this season. Said it flipped around the following Monday to prepare for exactly this, being back in the postseason. And the defense stands tall in the opening series for UT Martin. Now back to return this is Taco Dowler. There is a flag out. Dowler looking for the edge, got a block. Dowler inside of the 50. We'll see if this is coming back as he tiptoes his way down into Skyhawk territory. UT Martin bench is pointing the opposite way.
And it's no question it's coming back. It's going to be a clip, an obvious clip in the back. There's an old adage in football, if you can see the last name of the guy you're trying to block, or at least the back numbers, don't touch him. And unfortunately, someone from the Bobcats return team touched him, and touched him up hard.
Illegal block in the back. Return team number 1. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down, Montana State.
I believe that might have been Taco Dowler who got fouled, but yeah, and so when you see a player fall forward, that's a big indicator for the officials. Anybody who falls forward on their face, someone had to hit him from behind. Easy call.
So negates the return, and we'll start this drive at the 12-yard line of Montana State, the outright Big Sky champs, 8-0, perfection in conference play, #1 seed, taking on a UT Martin group that for the 4th straight year has won at least a share of the conference title this year, the Big South OVC title. Malott, quick throw. They just get into their system so quickly and efficiently. Dowler on the grab, so get him re-involved right away.
The timing is impeccable. And against zone defense, if you run the DB off, easy connection if the ball's coming out on time. And with Malott and how cool a customer he is, the ball normally does come out on time.
They say they want to set Dowler up almost like he's a punt returner on offense.
Exactly.
We just saw what he can do on the punt return. Penalty, of course, but they want to get it to him in space and screens, let him make some moves, dance around a little bit. It was a gain of 9.
All the pre-snap motion.
They brought King in motion, opted to hand it off to Jones, looking for the edge. It was sealed off nicely out there by McGoy.
Well, it would have been sealed off even better if the officials didn't miss Michael Ples Jr. getting held on the corner. Still -1 on the game, though, so that's really good defense, but had a defender held, that should have been backing him up 5 yards. So here's an early opportunity now for UT Martin's defense. They've got to step up and get a 3rd down stop, but this is how the Bobcats feast in 3rd and short. Pay attention to Malott's legs.
Hand it off, and They gave it to Humphrey. This might be short, Tyoka. That big opportunity you talked about early on. Looks like UT Martin just took advantage of it.
No question about it. A lot of penetration up front. Looks like they brought somebody off the corner, blitzing to stop the run. And that might have disrupted the blocking schemes.
That looks like Devontae Murray, who might have been
UT Martin,
limping
number
off
21,
there
has
for
changed
UT
to
Martin,
number
but
99.
a big yard that they were able to hold up. O'Shea Baker back to return this punt. High booming punt. The big haul of Brendan Legg will now set up UT Martin
Timeout.
when we come back.
Media timeout.
Professor, the insanity, it's growing.
It's Women's Final Four time.
You gotta see this.
It's all part of the curriculum. The NCAA Women's Final Four, April 4th and 6th in Tampa. Attendance is encouraged. Passion is mandatory. Buy your seats today at ncaa.com/women's final four. Class dismissed.
Dad, what playoff you wearing?
It's a full month of the college football playoffs.
A whole month of playoffs?
It starts in December and eats up most of January. Every fan is full of cheer, and every home is filled with Dr. Pepper.
College football, it's a Pepper thing.
Game time, wing time. Now it's a tailgate.
Getting together? The bold Louisiana flavors and satisfying crunch of Popeye's wings are always the right call.
Have that chicken from Popeyes.
All right, Tina, 6 is hard to beat.
Not for us.
Okay, not soccer, but
football.
Yes. We honeymooned here.
Mallorca.
Yes. Pass.
Oh, we don't pass, Tina. Come on.
They help give you more.
A tax professional.
And they have a 97% satisfaction rating.
Salami.
You could have done it in a British accent.
That's helpful, Randy.
For savings and service, get more with Geico.
What average holiday shopping feels like. What shopping at Duluth Trading feels like. Grab the holidays by the Hollies and gift Duluth. Online and in store.
Mentioned a fourth straight conference title for the UT Martin Skyhawks under their head coach Jason Simpson, who's been the head man since 2006. Program means so much to him and his family. The consistency has been elite in recent years. Started this year, got off to a rocky start, 0-2, 1-3 overall, and they were saying this is a reigning now at that point 3-time conference champ. That's 1-3. He credited the seniors for that moment, stepping up, bouncing back, went on a run of 6 straight victories. You see, located in Martin, Tennessee, they kind of like to say we're in little old Martin, Tennessee, and we can make fun of it, how small it is, but no one else gets to make fun of it.
I like that chip on the shoulder.
Mentality coming in.
And just think, UT Martin is making history just getting to this game. They're the first Big South OVC team to make it to an FCS #1 opponent in the playoffs.
Trevante Rucker in motion here. See if they get him involved. They do. Got a block set up for him in a big collision on the outside. Good field position as well for UT Martin right now after getting that last stop.
Great opportunity here. And then the first down efficiency, you got to love that too if you're this Martin offense. Now, 2nd and short. Here's an opportunity. Don't know if they'll take advantage of it, but this is a waist down opportunity where you can get the ball downfield and see if you can loosen up this defense.
Movement on the right side. There is a flag that came in over there as well. Haven't heard from referee Jason Perkins yet.
False start.
Yes, false start. No
Offense,
doubt.
number 79.
That's a
5-yard
logical
penalty.
call.
Still 2nd down.
And this is where being on the road, tough crowd noise gets involved. It's imperative that the communication is great and the poise is even higher. They know how to win on the road. Talk about UT Martin. They've won 5 straight road games. So they're built to win. This environment, though, is pretty electric.
More movement. You might have called it, Tioka. Got hyped up and Bobcats did it again.
Offense, number 62. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
Well, I don't know how much hair that Jason Simpson has on top of his head, but he's going to pull it all out if these pre-snap penalties continue. You can't have this. That's an unforced error. I mean, you can talk about crowd noise all you want. You've got to hold in there and be disciplined and keep your poise. The advantage they had is now gone.
A 2nd and 8, trying to get through the crowd noise. That was nearly intercepted. Coming over, thinking he should have had it, was McCade O'Reilly, the Bozeman native and senior.
Well, Brody Grebe had hot pressure on Dent, and pressure bust pipes, and he almost made a terrible decision Dent-wise and giving a pick 6 going the other way. Watch the pressure. Now he's forced to get rid of it. Got to be careful. Throw it away. Live to play another down. Listen to this crowd.
Play clock was down to 5. Snap was bobbled, and it led to an errant throw. Crowd really playing a factor on that series. Couple of false starts and a play that looked out of sorts there on 3rd down.
No question. Give that series a check mark to the entire crowd in this stadium. Think about it. The first real play that UT Martin ran, they gained 9 yards. Then the crowd decided to take over the series, backed them up 10 yards after that, and got them completely off schedule. Boy, it's great to be home, right?
Van Winkle will punt. Taco Dowler back to return. I've already seen what he can do in open space. Nobody's sitting down either, Tioka. That's the thing. They are all up as Dowler gets out to the 33. They were waiting to get back into this stadium, and these fans in Montana State are playing a role right now here in Bozeman.
2 fans attend the FCS Championship. Fan A arrives at sunup to grill and chill, but Fan B arrives at kickoff. When does Fan B reach Fan A's level?
Never. The tailgate takes the game to a whole new level.
That's Fandom U. It's all part of the curriculum. The NCAA D1 Football Championship, January in Frisco, Texas. Attendance is encouraged. Passion is mandatory. Buy your seats today at ncaa.com/FCS. Class dismissed.
Dr. Pepper presents a Fansville Playoff-uary special.
State got the 12th seed.
It's a playoff-uary miracle. Dad, what's playoff-uary?
It's a full month of the college football playoffs. It starts in December and eats up most of January. It's like the holidays, but for college football fans.
And if we all believe, State will make a deep playoff run.
Do you really think that State has a chance?
Sure, but their defense will have to play lights out.
Our defense stinks.
College football, it's a Pepper thing.
Coach Gecko!
Coach G. Laura, Dan, I didn't realize the media would be here.
No, this isn't for work. We're just really big fans.
And we're scouting for our fantasy insurance teams.
Geico has all the top prospects, a 97% satisfaction rating. That's unreal.
Oh my gosh, it's true. True!
Smells like insurance. Suppose Geico does have devoted fans. It's not weird.
Jade, sign my arm.
For savings and service, get more with Geico.
She only signs claims checks.
Tree topping an average flannel. Tree topping in Duluth free swinging flannel. Holiday the unaverage way with Duluth free swinging flannel. Gift freedom to move. Only at Duluth Trading.
Welcome back to ESPN's coverage of round 2 of the FCS playoffs. Gatto Falls in the mountains here in Bozeman. 7-0 Montana State leads it.
Shout out to our producer, Russ, getting that shot, though.
He
risked his life, bro.
He did. He really did.
I mean, do you get hazardous pay for that? I don't know. We got to talk about this.
Russ landed and went straight there. Straight to work. Flip it out here. Screen set up. And now, again, they got multiple targets. You can really make people miss on the move. We see that with this offense for Montana State. They've just been so versatile all year long. You have to always trust Malat and his legs, but what he can do with his arm as well, also elite.
Well, what I like there, I mean, the defense hustled, but that's Latin Henley just making people miss in the open field. I mean, that was all on him. The defense was there to make the play. You can get in position, but it's a whole nother deal of making a play in open field.
Fake it to Humphrey, where they brought back in at running back, then didn't work out, intending that for Lanyata Alexander.
I like the defense to be in there on the corner. If you don't have someone on the edge of this defense to stop Malat from getting around the corner, you got no shot. So that time, he kept him in the pocket, and then Malat really had nobody to throw to and just did the throw away. Now, you give him credit. He doesn't try to force it, Jason, the decision makers. We talked about 22 touchdowns, 1 interception. One of the biggest reasons is he doesn't put the ball at risk.
Yeah, that touchdown to INT ratio, second best in the country. Third down here. Can UT Martin get another stop on this down? That pass might have been deflected, and they do. So again, the UT Martin defense stepping up. Josh Hastings able to make the play there.
Well, again, you got another guy in his face. So clearly that's a part of this game plan. When they run these waggles and these boots, they're not going to allow Malat to go into the edge of this defense unmolested. They're going to get somebody in his face and force a throw immediately. Great defense by the Skyhawks.
So sends Brendan Hall back to punt for the second straight drive. O'Shea Baker to return. Couple of third and short stops for UT Martin. Fair catch at about the 10-yard line.
So right now, this is about complimentary football now. This is where UT Martin has to step up offensively and pay off this opportunity that the defense continues to get them. They're going to have to get some first downs, give this defense a rest, and I still think at some point you're going to have to take your shots against this secondary to try to change the scoreboard.
Backed up against not only this crowd, but right in front of the band right now. It was a factor on the last drive. Coincidentally, last time these schools met was 2021 in the second round of the FCS playoffs. That was a 26-7 Montana State win. These teams very different since then.
Best thing to do to take the crowd out, run the football.
It was Wande who came in motion. They're going to throw it that direction, incomplete.
Well, the pressure's coming. I like draws and screens against this aggressive defense. They are known. Montana State has a reputation of being a very aggressive defense, and their guys can run. They're not the biggest guys out there, but they can run and they play hard. How about some things that put this aggressiveness and turn it against them?
8 sacks in the last 2 games for Montana State's D-line. Empty backfield here. Quick throw, incomplete. Again, dangerously deflected, and hovering over in the vicinity was Gray. Defensively for Montana State, looking for Takesley that time.
Watch him try to bend the ball around the free rusher. That's what created the incompletion. He has a guy in his throwing lane. He's trying to aim it, and that's where you can get yourself in trouble. Dangerous throw. Now, 3rd and long. Here comes the crowd again, Jason, to be a 12th defender.
They get it away, trying to set up a screen for Rucker, and he is brought down by Rylan Ort very quickly. Down there, Simeon Woodard as well, who they call playoff Sim. Words being exchanged early.
Well, that's interesting because they had what they want. You want to run a wide receiver screen against man coverage, and they knew they had man coverage because when they motioned Patrick Smith out, a linebacker went with them. But the speed of the defense and the ability to hustle to the ball negated anything they had going. 2-yard game.
So exchange in defensive stops, but Taco Dowler could give them some really good field position here. He's going to return this. Got hit quickly at the 40. Some good coverage there on special teams for UT Martin with 5:20 to go in this opening quarter. So we mentioned the last time these teams met was the 2021 second round of the FCS playoffs. Coincidentally, it was Tommy Malot's first career start. They called him a different player back then. He was wearing a different number. You see he's got the 16 on. He was elite, still had the running ability. But since then, Teoka, they feel like he's evolved into a legit QB.
Yeah, two different players. You know, number 16, young Tommy, was an inexperienced athletic player who the OC said, offensive coordinator said, well, he saw ghosts out there. This number 4 guy is a completely different player. Confident, cool, and a complete quarterback. This is his 10th playoff game, too.
Breaking tackles is Humphrey, just as balanced through contact is so elite.
But back to Tommy, you know, just to make the point, as we see an injured player down, didn't get a number on, we'll get a number on him.
Looks like it might be Michael Plez, who's down for UT Martin.
He's a transfer from Jackson State, was at Southern Miss before that. Had a relationship with defensive coordinator Brandon Butcher. Was a starter at Southern Miss. Very productive linebacker for them. But to finish off that point about Malott, you know, you can't overemphasize that 10th playoff experience. I mean, this is not too much for him. This is number 11, right? This is the 11th game right now. Excuse me, the 10th game. This is his 10th game, so that, yeah, we don't need to add another one, but 10 is good. And when you got that much experience, you don't get rattled in these situations. As we take another look at Plez.
Plez, a guy with 49 tackles on the season entering today. You mentioned the journey from Southern Miss. Good to see him hop up and walk off in his own weight.
Yep, that's what you want to see. Wouldn't be shocked if we see number 2 back out there real soon.
Keyshawn Johnson is behind him at that outside linebacker spot, so see if he comes in. Malott trots back out. Like you said, his journey so impressive. At one point, he was actually transitioning to wide receiver and special teams because there were guys in front of him at the QB position earlier on in his career, and now been in the system for 4 years.
Good thing that changed quickly.
Yeah,
right?
He's still got the wide receiver legs,
yep.
But he's got the QB arm now in his 10th playoff game. First of which came against this UT Martin team. They hand it off, room up the middle here for Humphrey. Big run for Humphrey down inside of Skyhawk territory. A late flag as he gets inside of the 25-yard line.
Well, we're pinning this flag, but what you're seeing is a coaching tape of how to run the outside zone by these guys.
Personal foul, face mask, defense number 8.
Tackling more yards.
Penalty being forced half the distance to the goal from the end of the run.
Automatic gain of 33. Looks like he's 100% healthy.
Yeah, he looks good to me. Watch the whole thing start to the right. Now watch the cut back on the cutoff block. That's beautiful. They want to get everybody running in one direction so that Humphrey can plant his foot and hit a gap up inside. And again, they do it as well as any offense in any level in college football today.
Montana State had the bye week last week as the #1 seed. That really helped Scottrey Humphrey get healthy after just the 1 carry against Montana when he was dinged up. They'll fake it to him this time. Looking for Dowler!
Wow.
Squeezing it through traffic for the touchdown.
What a throw by Tommy Malott. And this is the difference that we're talking about. Watch the play action, the window dressing. Now watch the read and the ball placement underneath the underneath the deep defender and over the top of the underneath defender. That ball was as accurate as you're going to get in that situation, understanding that the back line was an extra defender, couldn't be put anywhere better than that. That is an amazing throw. You just love to see that under pressure. I mean, a lot of guys can't make that in practice, let alone the second round, the FCS.
Play game, offense, 5-yard penalty.
Prior to the Sandstead.
Replay the try.
Up and good for a 14-0 Montana State start to this game. Credit the legs of Humphrey on that drive.
As a former defender, I just want you to understand, when routes are perfect and passes are perfect, they're indefensible. There were defenders in the very near vicinity. This is a tight window throw, but the perfect placement of the ball and the timing, there's really nothing you can do. Understanding that the defense is counting on the back line to help make that an incomplete pass. Ball dropped in the bucket. Hey, you got to tip your hat to the quarterback on that one.
They're loving it here in Bozeman. So now can UT Martin respond? Again, a group that came off the largest point differential in the victory in the first round over a seeded New Hampshire team, trailing 13-0 in this second round. So now you see the offensive numbers here for Montana State. Head coach Brent Vegan. The numbers, top 3 in everything. And they don't let up. You mentioned an average margin of about 20 points per game leading at half this year.
Yeah, and they're built to play from the front. In my opinion, the only way you beat this Montana State Bobcat team is to get a lead and force them to be out of character. Right now, this thing is going according to script, and that's a bad deal for your UT Martin Skyhawks.
Trying to get the ground game going. Again, for Montana State, you look at the schedule this year, 12-0 began with what felt like a very important statement of confidence, beating New Mexico on the road by 4. A lot of these scores talk about how lopsided they have been, but there were close games. They were in a dogfight with UC Davis, the Idaho game. That was one where, you know, they were going into it against a good Idaho group. Idaho State was tied into the fourth quarter, but they really built up some equity in that season opening win over New Mexico. A run here from Dent, trying to spin off the pile and lean forward to set up third down.
See, I like right now what Jason Simpson's doing. They came into this drive, the start of this drive, 3 runs, 11 passes. That's not UT Martin. There's 56% run. In order to get this crowd calmed down and to get you settled down, you need to get first downs, and that starts with the run game.
Third and 2. They'll keep it, tried to dump it off for Dowling. Incomplete. Pass not on target, and on your own side of the 50, not sure if you have a decision here or not. Very early on, still in this football game. Looks like they're going to go ahead and punt.
Yeah, I like the idea of punting. Let's see if we can flip the field, but you get what you want.
Yep.
And I'm surprised Kincaid didn't hit him. I mean, he's on the move. He's a good athlete. We talked about that. He's got great arm talent, and he had a wide open Dowling. That's a triple option where you fake the dive, and now the quarterback has the ability to run it or hit the wide open man in the flat, and they just couldn't execute.
Van Winkle's punt is a big one, sending Dowler back to his own 16. Kind of strength on strength entering today, Teoka, as well. You have this #1 ranked rushing offense that we just showed you in that graphic from Montana State against the 5th ranked rushing defense in the FCS and UT Martin. But does Malat just kind of throw everything off balance?
Well, he's the X factor, and they've done a really good job at times of keeping him in that pocket and bottled in. But guys like this, at some point, they're going to get you. What you're hoping for right now is tip passes, some overthrows where you can create some turnovers. And again, your offense has to pay off when you give them opportunities, because the keeping the game close is paramount going into the second half. So that's a good start right now for the Skyhawk defense. Giving up 2 yards, 1.5 yards on first down. That keeps this offense off schedule. Now, can you do it one more time and keep them in 3rd and long? That's not really where they want to be.
Skyhawks really dominated the line of scrimmage last week against New Hampshire. But stay a different task against this offensive line for Montana State that's gotten healthier and healthier as the season has gone along. Malott short dump off, and again good blocks here on the outside for Lonergan, who gets up to the 50-yard line.
So much of football is about winning the moment, right? And we saw Kincaid did miss this exact same throw and exact same play. That time, Malott didn't miss, and then look at the blocks downfield. You can't play wide receiver in this program if you're not a physical player and unselfish and blocking downfield.
Lonergan, a Bozeman native. His older sister played basketball at Montana. A great blocker, too, in addition to what we just saw from him catching the ball there. And off to the Big Sky Freshman of the Year, Adam Jones, trying to move the interior of that pile into Skyhawk territory. Gain of 6 there. It was a hard-fought gain of 6.
Well, look, he came in averaging 7.4. So, I mean, I guess that's a win for the defense. I don't know, but his freshman is something else. 6'1", 200 pounds, just a redshirt freshman, got all of this time and all this growth left, and he's so productive. He may leave this game a 1,000-yard rusher. They might have 2,000-yard rushers after this game's over.
They identified him as one of the top juniors in the state during the recruitment process. Turned down some baseball scholarships to play football here at Montana State. So McCullough in motion, looking his way. Go to McCullough. He's got blocks now on the outside, brought down by O'Shea Baker as the clock ticks instead of minutes ago in this opening quarter. Starting to really feel the Montana State imprint now.
Yeah, and they get in a rhythm offensively. Not only do players and quarterbacks get in rhythms, but coaches get in rhythm as well. And Tyler Walker, the offensive coordinator, is getting into a rhythm. But it starts with the offensive line. They're able to run the football. So once you can run the ball, whatever you want to do has a chance to be successful in this offense.
The OC for Montana State, Tyler Walker, says he puts together a script to the first couple of stages of the game, trying to answer questions in his own mind early on. They might have some answers already. Looking to the outside again.
Pretty good defense, though. Pretty good hustle right there. Chris Hunter, number 7, inside out, running to the football. Nice job, because that looked like they had a chance. They held it to about a 3.5-yard gain, but it could have been a lot worse.
Henley on the final carry of the first quarter, 14-0. Montana State leads it. It was a rodeo run out to begin things. This crowd has made its imprint. The passing game has made its imprint. And the Bobcats are on top, number 1 seed, 14-zip after 1.
Two fans attend the FCS Championship. Fan A arrives at sunup to grill and chill, but Fan B arrives at kickoff. When does Fan B reach Fan A's level?
Never. The tailgate takes the game to a whole new level.
That's Fandom U. It's all part of the curriculum. The NCAA D1 Football Championship, January in Frisco, Texas. Attendance is encouraged. Passion is mandatory. Buy your seats today at ncaa.com/FCS. Class dismissed.
Dad, what's playoff you wearing?
It's a full month of the college football playoffs.
A whole month of playoffs?
It starts in December and eats up most of January. Every fan is full of cheer, and every home is filled with Dr. Pepper.
College football, it's a Pepper thing.
Batten the hatches for the toughest, most impenetrable pair of pants 2 legs have ever known. Duluth Flex Fire Hose HD. Go epically tough on your leg stuff. Only at Duluth Trading.
Let's go to our next segment, Fairest Calls, inspired by Geico's fair and fast 24/7 claim service.
Do we have to do the Geico stuff while I'm here?
Yep, we do. Let's play the clip.
Holding, number 53, 10-yard penalty.
This literally happens every game. Can we just skip to the action?
Nope, nothing but fair and fast claims, just like Geico. Here's the next clip.
But I don't play the clip.
Pass interference, number 34.
Wow, doesn't get any fairer than this, boys.
For savings and service, get more with Geico.
At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why? Because that's how it should be done. Hot, juicy, smoky, flame grilled, and made your way. Come experience the flame grilled difference with 2 Whopper Juniors for just $5.
Riley's falling asleep.
Okay, crew, let's get to work.
From the world of Inside Out.
There's a lot of memories that need some extra processing, and we send those to Dream Productions.
Please, come on in.
Meet the team behind Riley's dreams.
I've been directing dreams in Riley's mind for 10 years now. Dream Team!
Disney and Pixar's Dream Productions. Available December 11th, only on Disney+.
My car wears Coopers because you never know when there's going to be a storm to chase.
Joined by head coach Jason Simpson of UT Martin. Coach, that first quarter, what do you need to change in the second?
Well, first of all, I want to thank God for this opportunity. Second of all, no, it's not how we want to get started, guys. I mean, obviously the noise is affecting us. We've had some 2 3rd and 1s, 2 3rd and 2s, 3rd and 1s. We weren't able to convert it. So we got to get our feet on the ground here. Let's see if we can get a stop. I mean, they're good, but right now we're fighting ourselves, with a lot of mistakes, and they're too good for that.
Appreciate you, Coach. Thanks for the time.
Thank you, guys.
Trick play looking for Dowler downfield. Got a flag, incomplete. Nonetheless, we'll see what the flag is for as they allowed McCullough to throw it there.
Yeah, I don't think this should be a flag. It's going to be unfortunate if they get O'Shea Baker. The ball was woefully underthrown. There's no intention to make contact by the defender. This is tough. Letter of the law,
Pass interference, defense, number 0. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
I mean, certainly letter of the law, he did interfere, I guess. My first question is, was it catchable? 1? But I don't think that the defender gained a necessary advantage because of this incidental contact. I mean, that's tough.
That's tough.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
This UT Martin team, really throughout the year, they've played on a high level on offense and defense. The consistency in their words hasn't always been there, but they've been able to bounce back. Bounced back from the 0-2 and ultimately 1-3 start to get here. Down 14-0 on the road, and in the red zone again is Montana State. There's McCullough in motion again. They hand off to Jones, and he is met quickly. Really good tackle from Jalen Sharp, who we spoke to earlier this week, a guy who transferred from Charlotte native, moving to Martin, Tennessee. Was the first time he had ever lived outside of his hometown. Adjusted and looks really comfortable in that uniform now.
Love watching him play on tape. The only player on this defense to register a stat line in 7 different defensive categories. He does it all for this defense. Leading tackler. He's got 14 TFLs. He's got an interception return for a touchdown. He does a little bit of everything. As you can see, he's a ferocious tackler as well.
The pitch out to Dowler on the outside, shoved out by McGoy Jr., who held the edge. Now another big 3rd down on the horizon coming up here, trying to hold Montana State to 3.
You're watching a quarterback who has all the answers to the test. Reading the inline and man of scrimmage. If he stays slow on the quarterback, this ball's getting pitched. The decision-making from a senior quarterback who's been doing this forever, it's really hard to force him into mistakes, and that's what they're dealing with right now. Nonetheless, though, you can get off this field with a field goal attempt because it's 3rd and 5.
So Malott evades the first tackler as he typically does, then flips it off to King, who gets brought down at the 5. This should be enough for a first down and goal.
Well, the perimeter blocking was sensational. And Malott could have run for this first down, to be honest with you. That just shows the maturity and the change in his game. A young Tommy Malott, number 16, he would have took off running. But he's looking to do damage down the field because he understands a quarterback who has the threat to throw the football at any time is the best quarterback you can be.
Just so much going on over there on that left side of the field.
Yeah.
Who do you take?
My goodness.
So 1st and goal now. Malott pressured again. Spins away from the pressure. Gonna scoot out at about the 6. So maybe lost a yard there, but a nifty spin move put on right here.
I promise you he doesn't have eyes in the back of his head. It's a feel. All the great ones don't have to see it. They can feel it. Nice job of spinning out. Very athletic. The only difference between he and a top draft pick is his size. He's only 6 feet tall. And so if he was 6'4", I promise you, they'd be talked about right now as one of the top quarterbacks taken in the draft.
Trying to make a case over these next few weeks. Right now, his top priority is this 2nd and goal. They'll hand it off, getting McCullough involved again. Into the end zone he goes.
So listen, Ty McCullough gets the touchdown, well deserved, because he came through with real speed. But Jason, this is about blocking. Watch the right side of your screen. Show me a defender in a white jersey getting off a block. It doesn't exist. When these guys in blue get their hands on you, they're not going to foul. They're going to run their feet and sustain the blocks on the perimeter. And it just makes it really hard to stop a speedy guy like McCullough who has the vision to run through the crease.
How about Adam Jones, the running back, throwing a block in there as well?
You got to do it in this offense. You can't be selfish. Look, I can run
timeout on the field
really well when there's no defender chasing me because they're all getting blocked. And certainly McCullough can do it with the best of them. 21-0 home team.
My car wears Coopers because you never know when there's going to be a storm to chase.
Get smooth. Duluth Buck Naked Smooth Underwear. Only at Duluth Trading.
On a reflective Fansville by Dr. Pepper.
Dad, do you ever feel like college football is being changed by all this corporate money flooding into the sport?
I'm sorry I missed that. I was just grabbing a delicious ice-cold Dr. Pepper.
I just feel like the brands are taking over.
Dr. Pepper's strawberries and cream for my 2 thirsty boys.
You see what I mean?
You're overreacting, pal.
Aflac! That's the Aflac duck.
It's a normal duck.
He's waving a branded flag.
Aflac! It's a pennant.
My whole life is a commercial!
College football, it's a Pepper thing.
All right, Tina, 6 is hard to beat.
Not for us.
Okay, not soccer, but
Football.
Yes. We honeymooned here.
Mallorca.
Yes. Pass.
Oh, we don't pass, Tina. Come on.
They help give you more.
A tax professional.
And they have a 97% satisfaction rating.
Salami.
You could have done it in a British accent.
That's helpful, Randy.
For savings and service, get more with Geico.
This season, share the merry with a Christmas favorite.
Legends of Evergreen Hill.
Only on the new Chick-fil-A Play app.
You're important to this work, Sam.
Uh-oh, they're trapped. Sam saves the day.
It's really good.
Yeah, give me some. What better way to sandwich in some together time with the whole family? Watch the Legends of Evergreen Hills together on the new Chick-fil-A Play app. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Can we start it again?
So each and every year since 2021, Brent Vegan told us that in 2021, really, when the roster turned over, we wanted to build a mentality of getting in the weight room, strength, developing guys. A lot of Montana natives in the weight room. The nutrition table has been very key. Building up from 2021, that 28.5 to the 40.7 you see this year. #1 in the FCS, only team to score 30 in every game. I mean, it's been a ridiculously consistent season. After the bye week, they haven't missed a beat.
And if you want to beat them, you got to get them off that script. And so far, that hasn't happened.
Hall kicks it away, and a huge leg out of the back of the end zone.
And when I say it hasn't happened, I'm not just talking about this game. It hasn't happened all year, right? I mean, 30 points at least in every game. Again, going into half with a 20-point lead, no one's been able to get them off script.
Even Hall's not skipping leg day. Like, they're all in the weight room.
Right. Well, listen, I mean, we're not going to give up. I mean, we're not going to pack up our bag and go home. If you're UT Martin, you got to find a way to get something going. I just feel like offensively they've been stuck in neutral. They haven't been able to establish anything consistently, whether that's run or pass. I still think, even with the scoreboard where it is, you can still run this football in the first half.
Exactly what they'll do here, just trying to work behind blockers. Establish that, then potentially take those shots you were talking about.
Still haven't taken the shots. All right, so that's one thing to get to. But if you remember in the last set of downs, they got into a really good situation where it was 3rd and short, and they just missed the guy in the flat. Malak gets the ball and hits the guy twice in the flat. You got to win the moments when they present themselves.
Kincaid Dent, his family here making the trip from Mississippi. They'll hand it off again, this time on that left side to Wande.
And I think that's fine. Continue to you get positive yards. 3 on first down, 3 on second down. If you get 3 here, that sets up 4th and 1 where I think you need to go for it. But it's so hard to stay disciplined when the scoreboard isn't going your way. But on the road, it's imperative. And you see him in the empty, Jason. This ball is going to have to come out quick.
Oh, keep it. Nice patience from Dent here. His legs can sneak up on you. Gets out to the 47. What feels like a huge conversion, momentum-wise, for UT Martin right now.
There's no question about it. But again, listen now. You don't hear anything, right? The crowd's taken out. Run the football. Get control of that line of scrimmage. This is who you really are, UT Martin. And then you got a slick quarterback who can go play action and dime down the field, which they still haven't done. Here's another opportunity now inside your at your 46. Cut and see if you can catch him downfield with a big one.
He'll step up. Good pocket presence over the middle, and it is complete to Wande. Once again, inside of Bobcat territory now, looking for a second consecutive first down for the first time today.
And dare I say, I saw a Kincaid Dent that was comfortable, right? See that run for that first down? Now he's feeling good. He's now starting to get in this game. Watch the poise as he begins to manipulate in this pocket and then dime it downfield. Great job.
They'll keep it in his hands again. Low throw, and it is incomplete. So brings up 3rd down as things now get a little sketchy after the incompletion to Wande.
But 3rd down, but 3rd and 3.
You're right.
Right? And so now the entire playbook is available to you. I still say you come back and run the football. As you see, they're pretty good on 3rd down. Well, average on 3rd down normally, but today it's been a problem, 20%. But now you've got 3rd and short again. You got to find a way to convert, and I think it's 4-down territory situation.
Give that defense a breather.
Man coverage.
That was Tanksley in motion. They wanted him. Went away from the look. Opposite way. And the pass is behind Dowling. So Montana State takes away the initial read. Tough here on 3rd down in this stadium.
He did everything right, but finished it off with an accurate throw. Went through his progression. Went off number 1 to his right, come back number 2, and now here's number 3. Just make an accurate ball. That's the first down. Now the offense stays on the field. Great job by the offensive line on that last play. What do you dial up now with confidence to try to get a first down in a crucial situation?
Did you let Dent run it again here himself?
I think it's an option, yes.
There's a Rucker in motion, handed off to Rucker. He gets the first down, kind of got his legs started before everyone else's legs got started.
I like the idea. Show him a little eye candy with the motions, and then let the quarterback read it out and get straight upfield. You didn't see a lot of playing around from Rucker. He understood the situation. He understood the assignment. I need to get upfield and get a first down to keep these chains moving. But see, now the run game has got them into a rhythm, Jason. This is what they needed.
Go back to that ground game, and they get pushed back. Iden at the bottom of the pile, along with others.
Gain of 2. I stick with it, Jason, because I think you're still in 4-down territory. You can't look at this as, well, we got 2 downs to get 8. No, I think they've got 3 more downs to get 8.
Huge drive with a lot of time left in this second quarter. Got 3 timeouts in the 2-minute. Quick flip out. Wande again. Block set up. Out on the edge, working for him with Scotty Alexander with the block.
Well, here's the interesting thing. Ball's thrown behind the line of scrimmage. That's just as good as a run. Watch the blocking here. Watch this ball thrown behind the line of scrimmage. Smoke screen. Now look at the big guys get downfield blocking little guys. And I love the block on the perimeter by Scotty Alexander. 6 foot 210. He's a dominant block on the outside.
They go again with a little misdirection up the middle with Patrick Smith, whose name we haven't called in a few plays, just trying to get enough to move the chains here. They got 3, and it'll be a fresh set of downs.
Well, he's a 1,000-yard back. Came in with 1,194 yards. He's now up over 1,200. I like it, though. You see how he stuck his nose in there? Didn't do a lot of dancing. The determination and yards after contact got him that first down.
Transfer from Vanderbilt, one of the most humble guys you'll meet. Crucial series here for the Skyhawks on the road.
Watch the quarterback draw.
Rucker again in motion. Things got shut down quickly that time. Rucker a little slow to get up. Be a loss of 1. Miles Jackson got up there to make the tackle.
When they talk about how cerebral he is, he's rarely out of position. You saw him right there, had great leverage. That ball was not going to get outside of him, and he makes the play. And he's a guy they put in man coverage a lot of times on the slot. So not only is he smart, they trust him in man coverage, and now he's at the top of your screen matched up with Wande.
Give it back to Smith, trying to get some of this yardage back, and he does. Right up the gut to set up 3rd down, and it's going to get loud right in front of that band.
But again, I like the decision to run the football. Jason Simpson understands what's happening in this ball game. He's reading it correctly. The crowd has not been involved in this drive because they've been able to run the football. They're still on schedule. Why? Because I still think this is possible 3rd or 4th down territory, 3rd and 5. Got to be real smart with this football. If indeed they do throw it, Dent's got to be really sharp with his decision making.
Timeout called by the UT Martin sideline.
Timeout.
Huge play
UT
coming up
Martin.
when we come
First of the
back.
half. This will be a full media timeout.
I wasn't born yesterday. That's why my car wears Coopers.
Because I'm hauling precious cargo.
Because my daughter's a storm chaser. So yeah, my car wears Coopers.
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 On a reflective Fansville by Dr. Pepper.
Dad, do you ever feel like college football is being changed by all this corporate money flooding into the sport?
I'm sorry I missed that. I was just grabbing a delicious ice-cold Dr. Pepper.
I just feel like the brands are taking over.
Dr. Pepper's strawberries and cream for my 2 thirsty boys.
You see what I mean?
You're overreacting, pal.
Aflac! That's the Aflac duck.
It's a normal duck.
He's waving a branded flag.
Aflac! It's a pennant.
My whole life is a commercial!
College football, it's a Pepper thing.
All right, Tina, 6 is hard to beat.
Not for us.
Okay, not soccer, but
Football.
Yes. We honeymooned here.
Mallorca.
Yes. Pass.
Oh, we don't pass, Tina. Come on.
They help give you more.
A tax professional.
And they have a 97% satisfaction rating.
Salami.
You could have done it in a British accent.
That's helpful, Randy.
For savings and service, get more with Geico.
One of the best atmospheres in all of college football. They have shown up again today, especially on 3rd down. We're going to throw on this graphic that they've probably forced a couple of false starts today, too.
There's no question about it. In college football and pro for that matter, when you can play playoff games at home and you've got a crowd like this, it's a tremendous advantage for your football team, no question. And guess what, folks? They're about to get loud again.
Wande on the motion on 3rd down, did not get there. I don't know if it's much of a decision, Tioka, to just go ahead and go for it here as Ort made the tackle. It's a gain of 2, 4th down, but it looks like at the moment you got Jaron Van Winkle who's running out. We were thinking 4th down territory at this stage of the game, momentum-wise.
I think had they gotten more out of that, it would have been a bigger decision. This is the smart move. Take the points here. You got to convert it, but you got to take the points here.
Van Winkle looking to get 3 on the board, and he got it. So now can you get a stop with 2 timeouts and the 2-minute and try to score again? Will be the goal for UT Martin when we come back. Montana State, though, has other ideas.
I wasn't born yesterday. That's why my car wears Coopers.
Because I'm hauling precious cargo.
Because my daughter's a storm chaser. So yeah, my car wears Coopers.
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 On a reflective Fansville by Dr. Pepper.
Dad, do you ever feel like college football is being changed by all this corporate money flooding into the sport?
I'm sorry I missed that. I was just grabbing a delicious ice-cold Dr. Pepper.
I just feel like the brands are taking over.
Dr. Pepper's strawberries and cream for my 2 thirsty boys.
You see what I mean?
You're overreacting, pal.
Aflac! That's the Aflac duck.
It's a normal duck.
He's waving a branded flag. Aflac!
It's a pennant.
My whole life is a commercial!
College football, it's a Pepper thing.
Let's go to our next segment, Fairest Calls, inspired by Geico's fair and fast 24/7 claim service.
Do we have to do the Geico stuff while I'm here?
Yep, we do. Let's play the clip.
Holding, number 53, 10-yard penalty.
This literally happens every game. Can we just skip to the action?
Nope, nothing but fair and fast claims, just like Geico. Here's the next clip.
But I don't want to play the clip.
Pass interference, number 34.
Wow, doesn't get any fairer than this, boys.
For savings and service, get more with Geico.
A big drive for UT Martin. He pointed out, just if you don't beat yourself, what you can get rolling here. They did get their offense rolling here. It ate up some clock, and it had a legitimate rhythm to it.
And it confirms something for you. If you don't screw it up yourself, you can drive the football on the road against a hostile crowd and score points. The crowd didn't get into it to that last third down because they were able to get the line of scrimmage under control. I think that's the blueprint moving forward. Now, right here, you have to come back and pay it off if you're the Skyhawk defense and get the ball back for you with some momentum.
Jared White brought down over on the sideline now. This Montana State offense will come out. Montana State #1 seed in the bracket. North Dakota State right now. People are on edge over there. Currently trailing now, being Christian 17-13 with 5:53 to go in their second quarter on ESPN+. So one to keep an eye on. Allie and Christian, the number 15 seed.
Well, it's not going to be a coronation. You've got to play and win in the playoffs. People think this is just a collision course and it's inevitable 1 versus 2 in a championship game. No, you've got to show up and play. And right now, Montana State needs to get control of this game again and dominate the line of scrimmage to let their opponent know they can't come back.
They give it to Humphrey. This is the way they like to do that. Just shifting through traffic up to the 40-yard line.
Well, Humphrey's an extremely dangerous back. And now that you've got this lead, you can get him going. But again, I can't say enough about the blocking by both the offensive line and the perimeter players. You can't have runs of 19 yards without the perimeter guys blocking them up.
5 minutes to go here. We'll keep an eye on that Abilene Christian North Dakota State score. And here Montana State trying to keep this drive going and eat up some clock before halftime. UT Martin plenty of time to get this football back if they can get a stop. Malott will dump it off, and a good hit made in the open field by Baker, but a flag flying behind the play.
Yeah, love that tackle by Baker, and I love the defensive adjustment because we saw that play go to a wide receiver, wide open receiver. We could turn up field, but that time Baker was having none of it. I got a feeling this is an important drive, I think, in this ball game for the mindset of the Skyhawks to believe that they still got a shot.
Side block. Second down.
So no flag there. It'll be second down.
But to finish the point, this is an important drive because the way this sets up, Montana State, I promise you, they're very comfortable with this situation. What they normally do here is they drive the ball long and deep into the opponent's territory and finish this game with points before the half. You've got to find a way, if you're UT Martin, to get them out of that script. Get a 3 and out and get the ball back for your offense.
They really wear you out. Trying to do that again here, but the defense ready. Christian Dowell, Memphis, Tennessee native. They felt like he needed to have a big game today on the interior against the run game. Able to make the tackle.
So you set yourself up now defensively. You cannot allow a first down here. And if you're Montana State, you're going to put the ball in the best player's hands, the best player playing FCS football, Tommy Mellott. Whether that's with the run or the pass, allow him to make the decision for the team, because guess what? It normally works out.
They do put it in his hands, but the pressure gets home for the first time today. Keyshawn Johnson able to make the tackle, and the sack will give the UT Martin offense the ball back.
Well, he's their backup behind Ples. He's a Grambling transfer, and they ran a stunt, Jason. Great job in the most important time needed. Ran an ET stunt where he comes around. Beautiful job. The offensive line just couldn't pass it off. But that's about winning the moment. He understood the assignment. 3rd and long, I can get a rush. I need to get a rush. Not only did he rush the quarterback, he got him down, most importantly.
3rd sack this season for Johnson. Great point that he stepped in for Ples earlier, who limped off. Now Baker will run up to fair catch this at the 23-yard line. And plenty of time. You got your 2 timeouts, the 2-minute, and if you can replicate what your offense did last time they're out on the field, that's the question mark. Again, 5 straight wins on the road for UT Martin right now.
So just think, Jason, if you can drive and get any points, it is not super important that you score a touchdown. Obviously, you'll take that. But you got to change the scoreboard here, because remember, UT Martin gets the ball to start the second half, right? So you can change the scoreboard here and possibly change it again to start the second.
Go to the air, pocket collapsing, and down goes Dent. Hit by Iden, who came around the edge. Kenneth Iden having a day.
Well, that's a meet me at the quarterback deal, because the pressure started with Brody Grebe. He had a nice bull rush coming from the left side. Watch the bottom of your screen. Watch the inside rush right there, beating a double team, and then paid off by Iden. That's the type of rush you need. Everybody keeping their rush lanes, rushing as a defense, as a team.
Iden with that last sack, a guy who held the sack record in the state of Montana in high school. Now stepping up is Dent here, trying to get some yardage back, but going to put him in a precarious situation on 3rd down.
He ran right into Charbonneau, and that's something you don't really want to do a lot of. Number 90, 6'2", 280 pounds.
Called timeout right before the 2-minute timeout at 2:03.
Interesting decision there.
It is
Montana State,
you can't take it with you. Obviously, that's 1. And then 2, if you don't get the first down.
2-1-3, please.
Leaving plenty of time for the home team, so not quite sure why you want to save 3 seconds there. In this situation, I don't think you're in 4-down territory, Jason. I'm not putting the ball at risk. I'm not putting it in the air. I'm not calling that timeout. I'm letting us go into the 2-minute timeout, come back out of break and run the football, let the clock run, and force Montana State to use a timeout here. So I think you come out of this timeout running the football. You're going to see how aggressive Jason Simpson is. I mean, look, this is the playoffs. It's win or go home. It's do or die. There is no next week if you don't win, right? So maybe he comes out aggressive and see if he can get this first down on 3rd and 11 against this crowd.
They got 5 receivers in this set, most we've seen all day. Going down the seam with the target open in Rucker. He cuts it back. Rucker inside the 10, trying to change
Well, Jason Simpson says, forget about what you're talking. I'm going to finally give you that shot you've been begging for, Tayoko, on 3rd and 11. Everybody in the stadium knows it's a pass. You're in shotgun, and watch that dime. That's the quarterback I saw all week on film. If you don't rush Kincaid Dent, he will hurt you and slice up your secondary, and they've got big-time receivers, number 4, Tanksley, and number 1, Rucker.
That was the quick strike that had eluded him to this point. One of 2 700-yard guys on the receiving end for this Skyhawk offense. They were flying high there. Trevante Rucker on the receiving end of an absolute dime from Dent. Momentum really bled over from the last drive, which resulted in 3. They won at 6, but it started something clearly on the UT Martin sideline. Set it in the open. They're not going to back down.
No question. I love the aggression. We talked about it. So let's take a look at this coverage. This appears to be quarters coverage, and these safeties are shallow. That's why you don't see anybody in the back. And you're asking a linebacker to cover that deep third? No chance against a dynamic receiver like Rucker. He's a 4-4 guy. The guy can run, and so is Tanksley. They both can run. And Kincaid Dent talked about, Rucker was a guy that as soon as he got on campus, he was a transfer from Jackson State. He reached out to Kincaid and said, hey, let's start working together. Usually it's the quarterback that starts those conversations. Let's get the group together and start working on our own. It was Rucker who started that conversation. He knew he was a real one then when he made that phone call to say, hey, let's start working on some football right now. Let's get on the same page, and that's paying off.
That was the longest play from the line of scrimmage against Montana State this year, 78 yards. Rucker on the receiving end. You mentioned his story. I mean, all-conference guy for the first time. He got emotional, started tearing up a little bit when the coaches told him that. And he's carrying that emotion with how he finishes plays into this game.
And it's interesting. He teared up because he cares. And I asked these coaches, hey, who's your dark alley guy? Who's your guy you want to go to dark alley because you know he'll fight his way out? It was Treyonte Rucker. They said, this is our dark alley guy. I don't care how big or small he is. He's all heart and toughness.
Gets UT Martin right back into this game in a big spot. And now, with the stop, you never know. You could still get the ball back again. Quick deflected pass, and that will take no time off the clock. So,
yeah, I mean, momentum is a funny thing. It's a fickle thing, too. And it's swung now.
There you go. Hit the 2-minute timeout. Can UT Martin continue to swing that momentum into the locker room?
Dr. Pepper presents a Fansville Playoff-uary special.
State got the 12th seed.
It's a playoff-uary miracle.
Dad, what's playoff-uary?
It's a full month of the college football playoffs. It starts in December and eats up most of January. It's like the holidays, but for college football fans.
And if we all believe, State will make a deep playoff run.
Do you really think that State has a chance?
Sure, but their defense will have to play lights out.
Our defense stinks.
College football, it's a Pepper thing.
Tree topping in average flannel. Tree topping in Duluth free swinging flannel. Holiday the unaverage way with Duluth free swinging flannel. Gift freedom to move. Only at Duluth Trading.
All right, Tina, 6 is hard to beat.
Not for us.
Okay, not soccer, but
Football.
Yes. We honeymooned here.
Mallorca.
Yes. Pass.
Oh, we don't pass, Tina. Come on.
They help give you more.
A tax professional.
And they have a 97% satisfaction rating.
Salami.
You could have done it in a British accent.
That's helpful, Randy.
For savings and service, get more with Geico.
This season, share the merry with a Christmas favorite.
Legends of Evergreen Hill.
Only on the new Chick-fil-A Play app.
You're important to this work, Sam.
Uh-oh. They're trapped. Sam saves the day.
It's really good.
Yeah, give me some.
What better way to sandwich in some together time with the whole family? Watch the Legends of Evergreen Hills together on the new Chick-fil-A Play app. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Can we start it again?
21-10. big defensive couple of downs coming up for UT Martin here against the Montana State group that jumped out to a 21-3 lead. There's Jason Simpson, talked with us after the opening quarter. Didn't go the way they wanted to. He's seen some things, though, over the years. Head coach since 2006, been there and done that. Big win over New Hampshire last week. This a different task, different type of setting, but his defense has been elite all year. Can they get another stop? Pressure comes off the edge. Dowler has it up near the 50-yard line. Huge factor all season long. Going to be a huge factor in the playoffs.
Boy, this guy, Tommy Malott, something. Again, pressure in his face, on the move, and he's throwing darts.
Gain of 20. Now, are they going to start trying to move and groove up tempo here with 1:45 to go, 2 timeouts? Pressure didn't get there again, poised along the sideline.
Let's remember, this is the #1 rushing offense in America, playing FCS football. They're the #1 offense as well, but it's the ground game is where they hang their hat. But they're showing the versatility. They've got playmakers on the outside, and they've got the ultimate weapon at the trigger position. So they're not uncomfortable. And let's not forget, they're still up by 11.
Latin Henley, the last grab, one of a couple of Washington natives at the running back position for Montana State. Again, pressure comes. Again, no complete on the sideline. Nice catch from Ryan King. Lamarion Pierce had the coverage. UT Martin right here. How do you feel about the blitzing right now?
Well, I think you better be careful.
Got to be careful,
yeah,
right?
I think you want the ball to be caught in front of you so you can make tackles. And I like the drive and the ball by Lamarion Pierce right there. Anything low or slower with that throw would have been either picked off or broken up. But again, perfect route, perfect throw and timing.
Malott, another efficient first half. 3rd down, though, coming up. UT Martin has been good in these 3rd and short situations today. Empty backfield, no pressure again. Just drop it down to the tight end. Complete to Providence, who had the touchdown catch on the opening drive. That was kind of like clockwork way back in the first quarter. Gain of 6 there.
And decisiveness from the quarterback. Again, not a lot of wasted motion. Makes his read and gets the ball out of his hands, so no pass rush to be seen.
Malott downfield, wide open, McCullough, touchdown! Tioka, it looks like McGoy Jr., who's still down on the sideline, took a spill, and all of a sudden, McCullough was scotch-free for the touchdown.
Well, first of all, let's look at the quarterback evade the rush, square back up, and throw another dime. And as you see right there, you talked about McCoy Jr. going down. But it starts with the quarterback. Most quarterbacks don't have the calmness and the elusiveness and the footwork to throw that ball as well as he did. And obviously the route was amazing because it set the defender down. Let's hope that Jermichael gets up and walks off under his own power.
Having trouble doing that. And as soon as he went down, it was 6 for McCullough.
Just think, this guy, McCullough, I mean, he's a very good player. Came into this game with 18 PBUs, 18 pass breakups. That is incredible production from the corner position. Let's hope McCoy can come back.
Extra point makes it 28-10 with a 1:10 to go in the half. A shot of caffeine right back into this crowd that doesn't need much caffeine to get juiced up.
Again, the versatility of this offense. Watch at the bottom of your screen. Let's take a look at this route and see what McCullough did. It's the stop and go, right? That stutter go is what created the problem for Jermichael. That route was amazing because you just don't know if it's going to be cut off and be an out route or an inside route. And when you have a great route, you better pay it off with a great celebration, and that's pretty darn good by Ty and company.
Looking like your footwork in the booth before the game.
That's right. But again, those double moves, it requires time, Jason, and it requires the offensive line to be there. Well, he got rushed, talking about Malott. He bought the time with his legs, and the beautiful footwork got him in position to throw the accurate bomb.
So captains give senior speeches after practice. Last really couple of weeks, Ty McCullough, one of those seniors, and he gave a great one on Tuesday earlier this week, firing up the group and backing it up with his play in this game.
To me, that was a statement drive and score from Montana State. They showed who they really are because things were starting to go the other way, momentum-wise, right? You needed a drive there to get control of this game, and boy, did they come up with something with a huge play. Not on the ground, which we're used to seeing them do, but through the air.
1:10 to go now for this UT Martin offense, and you got 2 timeouts for Dent. Started to see some of those connections hit. Trevante Rucker caught the last one for 78 yards. Longest play of the season from scrimmage against Montana State's defense. Gonna run it here though. See if they use one of those timeouts.
Well, see, in a play like that, you're trying to pop one. If you can pop one, then you'll be aggressive. If you can't pop it, then you're probably not. And you see this offense, they're in no hurry. They would have liked to see that go for 15, 20, then they got something going. Just 5, I think they're going to be okay. Just going into the locker room with the scoreboard as is.
Back up the middle they go with Glover Cook, 5th-year senior, transfer from FAU, and get a gain of 6 there.
First and 10 Skyhawks.
As they reset the chains on a fresh set of downs, now the clock will start. Got 4 receivers here. A quick throw to Max Dowling. He gets out of bounds.
Dent's pass is complete to Max Dowling.
Tight ends are asked to do a lot in this offense. Clock down to 8 seconds.
I think you do the same thing. A quick out again. See if you can get yourself in position for not necessarily a Hail Mary, but just a really good deep throw into the end zone. I don't think you take your shot here unless maybe you run something down the middle. I just think you just continue to take what the defense gives you, move the chains, and get yourself another 6 or 8 yards.
Longest field goal of the season, by the way, if you're wondering. Van Winkle is 46 out. Stepping up, clock at 5 seconds. Might have a target down the sideline. Would have been hard to keep the balance had it been caught anyway. But he was looking for Alexander, who has not been targeted a lot this year. Gonna put zeros on the clock in the opening half.
Looks like they might have one more play, Jason.
Everyone thought they were heading off.
Yeah. He tried to fit it in against
Please put
cover
1
2.
second
Almost got
on
it
the game
done.
clock. That was the time on the clock when the ball hit the pass.
That cover 2 defense forces the pass and the catch and the route to be perfect. We talk about that every week. A lot of times in defense, you're asking to be in the right position and force perfection. It was a good attempt there by Dent, but not perfect. I think you'll probably see a run right up inside and get out of here down 18.
Go out to throw it. Pocket breaking down. Maybe some targets. Dent has a big arm to the end zone, way back. And actually out of the back of the end zone and incomplete.
Showed off that arm, didn't he?
No flags. So we will head to halftime. Rucker talking to the officials after he caught that 78-yard touchdown earlier. 28-10 though, Montana State leads it. A really good opening statement for the Bobcats.
You just would have liked to have been a little bit closer to make this more of a real route and throw rather than a Hail Mary situation. And, you know, so often in those situations where there's a Hail Mary, defenses can get away with illegal contact and pushing and holding, and I think you saw a little bit there.
Welcome by head coach Brent Vigen of Montana State. So, coach, that opening half, get off to an electric start in the opening series. Some resilience in there as well after they scored. What do you think overall about it?
Yeah, some good moments for sure on both sides of the ball, but certainly some things to clean up. You know, I didn't like the long pass. I mean, defensively, we're doing a lot of things, but that long pass is something we can't give up. Offensively, we got to find a way to run it a little bit better.
Coach, in this situation, you guys are lights out, taking a lead into halftime. What's going to be the message to your guys to keep control of this football game?
Oh, it's one play at a time. We're going to they get the ball first. That first series defensively is going to be critical. We got to find a way in the special teams to do something too. That hasn't happened for us yet.
Thanks, Coach. Really appreciate the time. Coach Vigen's team leads at 28-10 at the half. Second round of the FCS playoffs on ESPN Plus. The #1 seed, Montana State Bobcats, on their way trying to avenge a second-round loss from last year. UT Martin looking for a big second half. Welcome back to halftime in beautiful Bozeman, Montana. Fun matchup so far. Montana State's senior defensive end, Brody Grebe, is a unique story, a terror for opposing offensive lines. He's also a full-time rancher back home in Melstone, Montana, and is accomplished in the classroom as he is both on the field and working the herd. A finalist for the prestigious William V. Campbell Trophy, known as the Heisman of Academics in the NCAA. Campbell sat down with our friends at the Big Sky Conference to reflect on his career as a student athlete.
I'm Megan Robinson, joined by Campbell Trophy finalist Brody Grebe. Brody, you are the second Montana State player in 4 seasons to be a finalist for this academic Heisman. What does this honor mean to you?
It's a huge honor to look at the guys that are finalists as well. Elite players, elite in the classroom, elite overall as human beings. And to be in that group of people, it's a huge honor.
You graduated in May with a 3.93 GPA in mechanical engineering. What's your secret to balancing the coursework with your responsibilities of being an athlete as well?
Lots of hard work. One of the biggest things is sacrifices. Sometimes you got to sacrifice maybe your social life, not going out on the weekends or not hanging out with your friends as much, and doing homework when you don't feel like doing it or studying when you don't feel like it. And it all adds up in the end.
Hopefully your football career goes on a long, long time after your days at Montana State. But whenever that comes to an end, what do you hope to do with your degree?
I hope to go back to school, possibly. Either that's one of my goals. There's a program at MSU that's a 1-year MBA type deal that has a lot of entrepreneurship type things in it. And also I want to go back to the family ranch. I started a thing in my capstone program this last semester where it's algae for biofuel. It's something that I could grow and I could use to create biofuel. And then the algae that I use, I can feed back to my cattle. So that's something that I've always looked into. It's something I want to be a business owner. I'm just looking forward to the future and hopefully I can do something with that.
What are the benefits of feeding your cattle this algae that you could produce?
Yeah, so what you do is you take out the lipids out of the algae. So that you're left with a lot of protein and you can feed it to cattle as a good protein source. It's something that you can give extra to them, that you supplement with them, and it can lead to better health for your cattle.
What made you want to get into mechanical engineering?
I just had a love for innovation as a kid growing up, working with my dad, stuff like that, going around trying to figure out ways to make things better on the ranch. And I always had a love for trying to figure out things and make sense of things. And I think mechanical engineering just kind of fit into what I was looking for.
What has this season meant to you so far?
A lot of memories and a lot of hard work and things that I've done over these last couple of years, things that the guys in my class have done. It's a lot of hard work put together and a lot of grinding and a lot of sacrifices made, all put together to try to make the best out of our senior year. And I think collectively as a group of seniors, we're trying to make the most out of everything we can do every single day and take it as far as we can.
Just beyond incredibly diverse skill set on and off the field. Really cool to hear that story from Brody Grebe. We got more coming up from Bozeman on the other side of the break.
12-team playoff.
The widest, deepest pool of candidates the postseason has seen.
We have chaos.
This is wild.
Who's going to play for the national championship?
Sunday at noon, find out some answers that everyone has been waiting for. 28-10, still answers to find out here in Bozeman, Montana, with the second half on the horizon. After a very fun first half of action in the second round FCS playoff game, Jason Ross Jr. alongside Teoka Jackson here. Really intriguing start to this game. Montana State gets out to the 21-3 lead. Then you get the answer from the Skyhawks, but then the deep bomb to Ty McCullough. So that's been a fun start to this one. On the other side of things, just talked about the playoff bracket on the FBS side of things. Teoka, you got a big one tonight as your Nittany Lions against Oregon.
Man.
Potentially some answers after that.
Huge. We got a chance to get the #1 seed in the entire playoff against the best team in America. Undefeated, the only undefeated FBS team. I mean, it's a heck of an opportunity coming for my Nittany Lions.
Right now, you see there potentially a 3. Boise State with the big win last night to lock themselves in. So who do you like overall here?
Well, you got to, when you look at this stuff, you got to look at the brackets, right? Where do you fall to get the easiest route? And I'm thinking Oregon, you know, you're going to have a tough second round match either way. So I'm looking at teams like Boise, Penn State, having possibly the easiest route to get to the semifinals. But at the end of the day, when you have a playoff, anything can happen, and it's not double elimination, it's single elimination. One bad day, and you're out of this whole thing.
That's what's so fun about what we get to talk about right now. It is win or go home here in the FCS playoffs. I've already seen some teams getting a little trouble here. Montana State in control. Winner will play either Lehigh or Idaho. Idaho, a team that Montana State's already beaten this year, but Idaho's gotten a lot healthier as the season has gone along. So now again, take a look at the bracket. We had Lehigh a week ago with the big win over Richmond, that upset victory, 13 points in the fourth quarter, coming from behind. So this is the section right now. Montana State lost in the second round last year to North Dakota State. It was a 1-point loss, trying to avenge that at the moment.
No matter what happens, this entire bracket runs through Montana State. Obviously, they got to finish this thing off today, which will not be easy. We know UT Martin's going nowhere in this second half. But if they do win it, this place has proven it very tough to come in and get a win. The way they play, they get ahead in the first half and choke you out in the second half. Let's see if UT Martin can get them off their script right now.
Not a lot of teams have cracked the code here at Bobcat Stadium, 33-1 since 2019. 28-10, they lead it at the half. We're going to look at the first half when we return here in Bozeman. 28-10. Montana State leads it at the half. Bring you inside and on camera, Jason Ross Jr., Tioka Jackson. Getting closer and closer to the second half here. So, Tioka, what does UT Martin need to do? They're going to get the ball back here to begin the third. It's going to be really key.
I know this sounds like a broken record, but they got to reestablish their run game. Everything they do is predicated on running the football, and that opens up that passing game. We saw it in the second quarter. I know the scoreboard's not where you want it to be, but you got to stay disciplined. Run the football and then get your quarterback throwing with that big arm downfield off play action.
Seen it. Dents already. Big connection downfield. Can they do it again? So look at these first half highlights. It started with Montana State opening drive, the touchdown to Province, and backed it up with Dowler. Beautiful pass there.
And listen, we're seeing the passes, but it really was about the run game for Montana State. They averaged 6.5 an attempt. And when you're that efficient running the football, the passing game becomes a lot easier. And of course, it helps to have the best FCS player in all the country.
On the defensive side of things, Montana State, Steve, they've been locking it up all season long. It took a while, but ultimately UT Martin was able to find a way to crack the code downfield. Just got to keep the momentum flowing somehow.
Yeah, that's right. And there's no shock that Montana State got off to a great start. That's how they beat people. They're front runners. They play great from ahead. The problem for Martin is they're down, right? How do you come back and do what no one else has done all year? 3 out of 10 on third down is not going to get it done in this second half.
See the rushing yards for Montana State, 112 to UT Martin, 67. Can they find a way to slow down Tommy Mellott and this Montana State offense, #1 seed for a reason? But UT Martin will get the ball back to begin the third, looking for some much-needed answers.
My car wears Coopers because you never know when there's going to be a storm to chase.
We must fight to secure the future by defeating all that threatens it, by winning the battles that will shape what's to come together. We are Marines. We were made for this.
Marketers are spread so thin. You've got to generate leads, then score leads, then contact leads. But is it leading anywhere? There's so much content to make, so many channels to manage across so many campaigns. You have to be everywhere, all the time. You're in overdrive. Are you over it? But with HubSpot, it's never been easier to create content that breaks through and campaigns that drive revenue. So impossible growth feels impossibly easy.
On a reflective Fansville by Dr. Pepper.
Dad, do you ever feel like college football's being changed by all this corporate money flooding into the sport?
I'm sorry I missed that. I was just grabbing a delicious ice-cold Dr. Pepper.
I just feel like the brands are taking over.
Dr. Pepper's strawberries and cream for my two thirsty boys.
You see what I mean?
You're overreacting, pal.
Aflac! That's the Aflac duck.
It's a normal duck.
He's waving a branded flag.
Aflac! It's a pennant.
My whole life is a commercial!
College football, it's a Pepper thing.
Let's go to our next segment, Fairest Calls, inspired by Geico's fair and fast 24/7 claim service.
Do we have to do the Geico stuff while I'm here?
Yep, we do. Let's play the clip.
Holding, number 53, 10-yard penalty.
This literally happens every game. Can we just skip to the action?
Nope, nothing but fair and fast claims, just like Geico. Here's the next clip.
But I don't play the clip.
Pass interference, number 34.
Wow, doesn't get any fairer than this, boys.
For savings and service, get more with Geico.
Riley's falling asleep.
Okay, crew, let's get to work.
From the world of Inside Out.
There's a lot of memories that need some extra processing, and we send those to Dream Productions.
Please, come on in.
Meet the team behind Riley's dreams.
I've been directing Dreams in Riley's mind for 10 years now. Dream Team!
Disney and Pixar's Dream Productions. Available December 11th, only on Disney+.
First meeting between Montana State and UT Martin since the 2021 FCS playoffs. That was second round as well. Montana State won that one 26-7 to different teams. Very much a few years later. Second half, early stages of it will likely tell us a lot. UT Martin will begin the half with the ball. Feels huge for the Skyhawks trying to quiet down this crowd that has been in full voice as usual all afternoon long here in Bozeman. One of the best settings in college football. Been a blast to get to experience it through one half. Let's do another.
This town is very welcoming, but this crowd is not. They know how to show up and show out in this stadium. And this first drive, if you mentioned, is going to be very important for UT Martin.
We were out walking yesterday. Santa Claus wanted to show us his dog. He was ready for the game and everything.
Yeah, I mean, his belly wasn't quite big enough. I didn't understand why they had him playing Santa Claus with
he hasn't
flat
had
belly.
one of the donuts that we just had at halftime in the booth here. He's still got 4 left, by the way.
Got to fatten Santa up.
So now here comes the UT Martin offense. Led out again by Kincaid Dent, their QB who transferred from Ole Miss season before last, won 8 games last year. They felt like they should have been in the postseason, had a chip on their shoulder. Back, big win over New Hampshire a week ago. And they started to find a rhythm at the tail end of the opening half.
They
down
did.
18.
They kind of gave the way the momentum a little bit at the end. But we told you that 5 in a row on the road, they're not intimidated. They believe they can still win this game.
Nice play to set up Wande to begin this drive. They felt like going into the game against New Hampshire. And similar to this week, haven't let the moment get too big for them on the UT Martin side. But this moment is inherently big. This crowd is big. The stadium is bigger than most that you'll see around the FCS. And playing the #1 seed on top of that. That's 12-0. Dish it out. Trevante Rucker trying to get him in space again. They're all conference wideout, all conference for the first time in his career. So much speed, one of the fastest, if not the fastest player in this offense.
He is fast, but he's got good lower body strength as well. And he's not an easy tackle on that perimeter. As you saw, he's a very aggressive runner after the catch. And we talked about his toughness. He's a good guy to get the ball to in space because he's not going down easily.
Third and a very close one. Montana State showing that they're going to bring the heat.
Changing the play at the line of scrimmage.
Right into the interior of the line, and they get the first down.
Yeah, I love this opening drive, right? That's how you get a first down. Make this as boring as possible in this situation. Give this crowd nothing to feed off of. Just keep moving the chains. That's what it's going to take for the Skyhawks. Worry about the clock and all that stuff later. Do what you do and need to do to get the ball down the field and getting scoring position.
Jason Simpson, who you saw there, told us we don't play with a ton of tempo, more motion this year. Pressure got there quickly, bursting up the interior of the line. Jabari Dawkins.
Well, he just beats his guy one-on-one. This is a quarterback draw, and he just beats the center with a beautiful spin move. He's not supposed to be there, folks. When you draw it up on the whiteboard, he's supposed to be blocked. But Brock gets off the block using his hands and makes the play for a TFL.
Second and about 14 now.
You don't need it all. Just get yourself a nice chunk of it to set yourself for third and makeable.
Give it to Smith. Gets a good chunk of it back, about half of it back.
Sets up 3rd and 6, Jason. You can work with that, right?
Yep.
Nice job of movement in the hole by Smith. He's not going to run the darkness. You know, these guys got really good feet. You don't come in with nearly 1,100 yards because you can't run. Great job of vision, cutting in the hole, making the first defender miss. Now you've got an opportunity to pick up a 3rd down. Something they weren't very good at in the first half.
Pressure off the edge. They got it away after Greedy was in the face of Dent.
Yeah, it's incomplete. And the reason why, the pressure didn't allow Dent to get his feet set. Pressure is one thing, but quarterbacks hate pressure in their face. Watch the backpedaling. You can't get anything on the ball. That's why the ball dies at the end. They had an opportunity. And that would have been a great, tough catch. But you got to give your quarterback the ability to step and throw the football. Didn't have it there, and that's why they're punting the football.
Taco Dowler back to return this. He is a fearless returner. Turns on the Jets. Taco Dowler inside of the 50. Got a block and gets down to the 38. There's a flag way back at about the 43-yard line. Kind of where he started to reverse field. It's almost like the guts he has to even return some of these.
There's no yardage involved with this infraction. 10 Montana State.
The sideline warning looks like that'll stand.
Timeout.
Big return. Montana State back with a bang after the Taco Dowler punt return. Good field position coming up.
As your host, I have some rules. 2 flush maximum per bathroom visit. No games, no fun. There's a great barbecue outside, but don't touch that.
Meanwhile, at a Vrbo, when other vacation rentals make you share your turf with a host, try one that's all yours.
The future's worth fighting for, because our nation is worth believing in. Together, we answer America's call to win. We are Marines. We were made for this.
Dad, what playoff you wearing?
It's a full month of the college football playoffs.
A whole month of playoffs?
It starts in December and eats up most of January. Every fan is full of cheer, and every home is filled with Dr. Pepper.
College football, it's a Pepper thing.
When I was younger, my calling was to play football. But as I grew older, I realized life isn't about knocking people down. It's about lifting them up. At Ram, our calling is to build game-changing trucks. So when you find your calling, nothing can stop you from answering it.
You know, Coach Prime, it's nice to finally have some free time. Gives you a chance to reflect on the important things.
Like how Aflac pays people money for the expenses health insurance doesn't cover.
Health insurance does leave a gap.
But Aflac gives people money to help close that gap. Oh, Coach Prime got one on the line too, baby.
See, that's how you hold up a trophy, trust me.
Get help with expenses health insurance doesn't cover. Aflac is an official sponsor of ESPN College Game Day.
I hope y'all hungry.
I'm glad I brought my own dinner.
Back at Bobcat Stadium, 28-10, 11:51 to go in the third. Montana State trying to tie what would be the longest winning streak in program history that they set back in the late 70s at 13 in a row. Getting the ball back here, and that was a really good punt return to set it up.
Well, Coach Brett Vigen told us before coming back out in the second half that they needed a special teams play. Well, they just got it. Thank you, Taco Dowler, for that. And let's see if they can pay it off on the plus side of the 50-yard line.
Going to the ground with Humphrey on the inside. Chris Hunter made the tackle, came on to substitute in late. They have been good in short yardage situations today. Or UT Martin.
UT Martin's defense, to me, has gotten better and better as the game has gone along. Obviously, they didn't want to end the first half with that score, but they were getting better and better, being better in early downs to set this offense up for 3rd and long, which they're not very comfortable in being.
4 straight conference titles for UT Martin. The Big South OVC, big hole up the middle, might be all he needs. Humphrey into the end zone.
Where's the defender? It's too late now. Diving into the second level. He's already got the momentum. He's big, he's strong, and he's fast. He came in averaging 7.3 a carry for a reason. Had a career high 160 yards against Portland and 2 tutties. He's working on that today.
The ruling on the previous play was a touchdown.
Makes it 34-10 on a 36-yard run.
That was a disastrous situation for the Skyhawks.
Against the number 5 rushing defense in the country, just made it look easy.
So I think they're reviewing if he got in, Jason, on the reach in. We saw a defender come in late. Let's see if a knee goes down before that ball crosses. Yeah, I didn't see anything go down. Yeah, and that's not the best angle. Let's see if this is a better angle. Watch the right knee, hip area. Watch him extend that leg. Now, is that shin down? Because a shin would put him down. Again, the call on the field is a touchdown. So you've got to see irrefutable visual evidence that the call on the field was incorrect. That's an ankle area, but I think the ball has crossed. And when you start thinking and guessing, that means they're going to probably go with the call in the field, because I just don't see anything that tells me that it was 100% incorrect. If those are the three angles you look at, I don't see how you reverse it.
I agree. Like you said, calling the field as a touchdown.
After review, the ruling on the field of a touchdown stands.
And he used the word stands. He didn't say confirmed, because you just couldn't tell either way from those shots. And that was the best looks we could get. I mean, shout out to the guys with the cameras on their shoulders. I mean, you gave us a good look, but couldn't reverse that at all. But again, this develops because it's outside zone, the cutback is straight ahead, and there's no one there until you get into the second level of the defense.
Sandstead, the extra point. Well, Coach Brent Vigen told us he felt having the bye week, getting to take Thanksgiving off, it was good for the soul, in his words, and letting his players go home to their families if they could to do that. And it was a well-deserved week of refreshment. They started back in June. All the work that goes into getting to this point on December 7th now. A season that these fans have loved every single minute of, and rejoicing today with this start, 35-10 now. 11:05 to go in the third.
Good for the soul. I like that. You know, all the really good coaches understand that football is so much more than X's and O's, so much more than meetings and film. This is a people business. As long as human beings are involved in it, it's going to be a people business. You got to give people the ability to regenerate, recharge, and roll out again.
And the running game today for Montana State, again, they've been able to collaborate with a few different guys. Scott Trey Humphrey, the latest, we weren't sure if he'd be 100% healthy. He definitely is, and they've been ready to rock and roll.
Well, they came into this game as the #1 rushing offense in the country, and they're showing us why they're the #1 rushing offense. Not only do they have talented backs, multiple guys, not only do they get their receivers involved in the run game, not only do they get their quarterback involved in the run game, it's the offensive line. They're not superstars individually, but it's the sum of their parts collectively that make them great, because they always get on a guy and stay on a guy.
Now Dent looking for a shot right now, right here. Wanted Tanksley out of his reach, double covered.
It's a different deal, Jason, when you're taking these shots now down by 25 in the second half. Those are shots I wanted to see them take early when it was 0-0, 7-0, to loosen up this defense. Now it's a different situation. Everybody in the building knows you're going to have to get some explosive plays down the field. Doesn't mean you still can't hit them. It's just going to be a lot tougher.
Did hit one earlier to Rucker, 78 yards. That was their lone touchdown in the opening half. Go to Rucker right on cue here. Trying to break through a tackle on the outside. Ultimately shoved out by Miles Jackson.
How about the hustling to the ball by Jackson? I love the physicality as well on the outside by the corner, holding up the corner to the defense and forcing the ball to go inside him so that Jackson can make a play.
Jackson, an engineering major. Love his look of angles and how he sees offenses when he's staring them down. Crowd getting ready for another third down.
Watch at the bottom of your screen. Brody Grebe one-on-one. 41
coming off the edge. Grebe, they'll just throw it down, trying to get yards after the catch again with Wande. Couldn't get there. Neil Daly, who had to step in earlier this season for Danny Uliuli-Lakepa, who was injured in the Idaho game, coming up big there.
Just zone coverage, Jason. And in zone in that situation on 3rd and long, you want to get your depth in your drops and have the ball be thrown in front of you so you can rally up and make the tackle. Obviously, Daly is a very short tackler in the open field.
Playing with the club on his hand, and all Daly comes up to make another big play on a 4th down. He's been doing that all year, really become a vocal leader the last 4 or 5 weeks as well.
And they talked about how important that was in replacing Uliuli-Lakepa. You know, the communication that Danny brought was going to be valuable and missed. Well, Daly has stepped up his communication skills because it's so interesting. You know, people, again, think about it's about talent. Go, you know, do your job and make your play, but you got to be cohesive defensively. And it takes a lot of communication so people know where they are, who they're supposed to be looking at, who's got who, so everybody's on the same page. And they said Daly has done a tremendous job at that.
So Asa Wande hobbling off there. Yeah, with Lili Lakepa. I mean, he was playing really good football at the linebacker spot when he went down. Actually got injured on an interception in that Idaho game.
Found them Bobcats some alert on fake here.
Just booted away, and it is a big kick drifting down their back. He's already had a couple of big kick returns, trying to get his engine started instead of his own 15. And finally brought down. He always makes it a circuitous route. No matter what he does, starts the offense at about the 15, up 25 when we come back to the Bobcats.
My car wears Coopers because you never know when there's going to be a storm to chase.
As your host, I have some rules. 2 flush maximum per bathroom visit. No games, no fun. There's a great barbecue outside, but don't touch that.
Meanwhile, at a Vrbo, when other vacation rentals make you share your turf with a host, try one that's all yours.
Dr. Pepper presents a Fansville Playoff-uary special.
State got the 12th seed.
It's a playoff-uary miracle. Dad, what's playoff-uary?
It's a full month of the college football playoffs. It starts in December and eats up most of January. It's like the holidays, but for college football fans.
And if we all believe, State will make a deep playoff run.
Do you really think that State has a chance?
Sure, but their defense will have to play lights out.
Our defense stinks.
College football, it's a Pepper thing.
All right, Tina, 6 is hard to beat.
Not for us.
Okay, not soccer, but
Football.
Yes. We honeymooned here.
Mallorca.
Yes. Pass.
No, we don't pass, Tina. Come on, baby.
They help give you more.
A tax professional.
And they have a 97% satisfaction rating.
Salami.
You could have done it in a British accent.
That's helpful, Randy.
For savings and service, get more with Geico.
Riley's falling asleep.
Okay, crew, let's get to work.
From the world of Inside Out.
There's a lot of memories that need some extra processing, and we send those to Dream Productions.
Please, come on in.
Meet the team behind Riley's dreams.
I've been directing Dreams in Riley's Mind for 10 years now. Dream Team!
Disney and Pixar's Dream Productions. Available December 11th, only on Disney+.
35-10, 9:42 to go in the third. Having a party, Montana State fans. Living it up. And we welcome in now a very special guest, and special in the heart of Montana State fans in particular. Bill Kolar, the Hall of Famer, former Montana State player, former coach, a couple of Super Bowls as well in there, the Hall of Famer. Coach Tayoka over here, your former player, he was sweating when you walked into the booth. Some flashbacks maybe to the past. I guess maybe we start there. Why was he sweating when he walked in the booth? Why was that nostalgia? Where'd that come from?
Well, every now and then I'd have to holler at him, but I really like Tayoka. Did a heck of a job playing for us in St. Louis, and you know, the guy played as hard as you can play, and that's all you can ask for in a player.
Well, Coach, I appreciate you, obviously, and I'm glad you could come up and talk a little ball with me. Jason's always trying to, you know, do this professional broadcasting stuff. I need another football guy up here, man.
I hear you.
You're loosening me up. Molat shovels it off here again to McCullough. The consistency of this offense and defense, Coach, you got to love what you've seen so far from Montana State.
No doubt. They've done a heck of a job really all year. I've come to a lot of games this year, and you know, they play every week. You know, the coaching staff's tremendous. I mean, they're very consistent on how they coach the guys and stuff, and they've been playing good all year long.
Now, Coach, you played D-line, you know, the greatest player in Montana State history. You coached D-line for a tremendously long year. We played against a lot of guys who could beat you running and throwing. What kind of stress does it put on a defense when a guy can do both like that?
Really ends up making it tough. You know, when we were, you know, playing back there and coaching stuff, you hated to end up having a guy that could end up running and passing. So, you know, it's really tough to end up, you know, playing a quarterback like, you know, Tommy Malott and stuff. And, you know, team's just doing a, you know, tremendous job.
Lonergan on the grab.
Yeah,
big gain that time of 42 going to the tight ends.
And that's the thing, as Coach was talking about, when you can do both. You can't just rely on your ability to stop the run with this guy. And we talked about his maturation. He was a runner early, an athlete who was learning to play the quarterback position. Now he's a real quarterback. He's looking to beat you from the pocket first, understanding that if he's a pocket threat, that those running lanes open up. Man, just a really good football player who touches the ball on every play.
And Malott now back to work on the ground game, so balanced all year.
As you see, this offense continues to show pre-snap pictures. You can't just line up and play. They're going to move people. They're going to shift people. They're going to go motion. They have a jet sweep. All this stuff defensively, you got to prepare for it during the week. It just makes it really hard because you kind of get your head spinning when they get rolling.
They describe Malott as the hardest working guy on this program. Scott Trey Humphrey told us never seen a guy work as hard as he does. Again, has played multiple positions throughout his career as well. But quarterback is where he's trying to guide this group to a national title this year. They could really put an exclamation point on this game if they find the end zone early on in this half, potentially putting up a 40 spot already. But Coach, the consistency and the buildup of a program over the course of a couple of years, they weren't quite where you talk about 2021, started to turn the roster over a little bit, to now 40 points per game. The consistency and the work that goes into doing that, what is that like?
Well, what happens, like I said, Coach Vigen's coach and staff, they've done an unbelievable job. They've worked these guys, got them in shape and stuff, and now they are all business. You know, I've been around them a little bit and stuff, and they're all business. They're not joking around, jiving and stuff. I mean, they're in it to win it. And, you know, so far, again, just like today, just like the rest of the year, really, I mean, they've been doing a heck of a job. And obviously, hopefully, there goes
and again. It is Dowler. He's going to walk into the end zone. Block set up on the outside. There's the culture of the program that we just talked about. Block for your brothers and let someone find the end zone. Dowler does it again.
Yeah, what happens, like I said, the group of players that they have here are tremendous citizens. You know, I mean, and that's exactly what you want. That's how Tioka was when he played, too. He did whatever you wanted him to do. And so when you're a player like that, the coaches end up liking you. And, I mean, that's how this team is right now. Just awesome.
They put up at least 30 in every game. Now make it 40 after the week off, getting the bye week. They look really fresh. Well, thank you to Coach Bill Kohler for taking the time to join us. Really appreciate it, Coach.
The GOAT.
You bet.
42-10. Montana State leads it now after the latest Dowler touchdown.
I wasn't born yesterday. That's why my car wears Coopers.
Because I'm hauling precious cargo.
Because my daughter's a storm chaser. So yeah, my car wears Coopers.
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 Dr. Pepper presents a Fansville Playoff-uary special.
State got the 12th seed.
It's a playoff-uary miracle. Dad, what's playoff-uary?
It's a full month of the college football playoffs. It starts in December and eats up most of January. It's like the holidays, but for college football fans.
And if we all believe, State will make a deep playoff run.
Do you really think that State has a chance?
Sure, but their defense will have to play lights out.
Our defense stinks.
College football, it's a Pepper thing.
You know, Coach Prime, it's nice to finally have some free time. Gives you a chance to reflect on the important things.
Like how Aflac pays people money for the expenses health insurance doesn't cover.
Health insurance does leave a gap.
But Aflac gives people money to help close that gap. Oh, Coach Prime got one on the line too, baby.
See, that's how you hold up a trophy, trust me.
Get help with expenses health insurance doesn't cover. Aflac is an official sponsor of ESPN College Game Day.
I hope y'all hungry.
I'm glad I brought my own dinner.
42-10, Montana State fans living it up before the Christmas stroll later today in Bozeman. Guess they're starting up in about 15 minutes or so.
Will you be there?
Oh, I will.
You got time for that?
Well, you know we have a way of being in two places at once.
Teach me how to do that, please. I would love to have that ability.
About 8,000 people expected. By the way, if you don't know, that's the lighting up of the Christmas lights in downtown, right on Main Street where we hung out last night. So not only do you have the Christmas stroll, you've also got the Belgrade Christmas convoy here. Basically the truck parade. I mean, this is incredible stuff. The trucks are all lit up going through town. And then here, they call them the spiders. And they light up during the Christmas stroll. Beautiful downtown. If you haven't been to downtown Bozeman, we had a blast last night. Shout out to Sam at JW High Steakhouse.
Yep.
Doing a phenomenal job over there. Teaching us everything you need to know about Bozeman. It is a phenomenal town, and they love this time of the year, playoff time. Pressure on the backside, and Graby's going to finish it off here. Credit him with the sack. Brody Graby, who's from Millstone, Montana, about a 3-hour drive away, grew up on a ranch, wants to go back and work on the ranch when he finishes up playing football. Really smart guy. In the offseason, to take about 15 guys to go and help out on the ranch as well from the team.
Yes, sir. Big Sky Conference Defensive Player of the Year, but does it in the classroom too. He's up for the Campbell Trophy, the academic Heisman in college football. Good luck to him on that.
This speed requires a game plan in and of itself.
Yep.
That pass deflected. Had intentions for Bailey.
Back to Graby, though, playing with his younger brother, Bryce.
Yep, who's done a great job.
Yep, redshirt freshman. Weak side linebacker, has made his share of plays this year, but the Graby family is really well represented. Two outstanding young men, and Coach Kolar was talking about that. I mean, it's amazing how the best teams tend to have the best character people, because when things get tough, it's your character that pulls you through on and off the field.
Flags coming in.
So by my count, that's 15 yards that
offense,
the crowd
number
is responsible
72.
for.
5-yard penalty
again.
Yep.
3 false starts. That paired with a defensive line that has over 10 sacks in the last 2.5 games, if you include this one now.
Yeah, great point. Now this is the situation where this front can pin their ears back. No need to blitz. They can get pressure with 4 men. Let's see if UT Martin can block them, because the ball's going to have to get held.
Graby again was on the pressure. They dump it off. They would have gets a lot of the yardage back, but definitely not enough. Maybe back to the original line of scrimmage there.
And that's a good call. We talked about it earlier. I wanted to see more screens earlier. This is an ultra-aggressive defense. You want to screen defensive like that because they're so fast, they'll take themselves out of the play. It's just hard to do in this situation because they want to keep the ball in front of them. And when you don't blitz and you're playing zone behind it, these offensive linemen can't block all these zone defenders.
Got to kind of be on the edge of your seat when Taco Dollar's back to return a punt.
Oh, he's going to feel it. You can better believe that. He's not going to let the ball hit the ground.
Oh, we got a rare fair catch in there. A very rare one. I think he wanted to return it.
Yep, he did. But, you know, I think what it is, UT Martin has given up some returns. And when you see on tape,
that's true,
a coverage team giving up returns, it emboldens you throughout the week and say, hey, they're going to have to do something special with these punts for me to not field it or to throw up my hand and not return it. I'm going to try to return everything, because if I do, I got a shot for a house call.
All smiles today for Taco Dollar, whose grandfather was a wrestling coach in Wyoming. He's been a huge factor for them today. A lot, 17 of 20 through the air, 262 and 4 touchdowns. Right back to the air, hitting a lot of different targets as well. That's Aiden Garrigan's first catch, just his second of the season. Texas native.
You know, they don't run a lot of different plays, Jason. They do it out of different formations and different pictures to the defense they give, but it's the same plays. Tunnel screens, smoke screens, and outside zone. That's really who they are. In order to really be good defensively against these guys, you got to bring a lot of people to the ball, because they're looking to finish every run falling forward. That's the guy right there. When you've got a great quarterback, you got a chance to beat anybody. And obviously they've beaten everybody so far. I can't speak enough about how far he's come from the first time I seen him as a young player.
Used to wear number 16, now number 4, a different guy. 1,900 yards passing this season. Entering today, the 22 touchdowns to 1 INT. Now it's 26 touchdowns. They give it to Adam Jones, the 2024 Big Sky Freshman of the Year. Great vision, bright future ahead. He's got 2 of the 5 longest runs in school history this year of 93 and 88 yards.
I mean, they have really owned the trophy case of the Big Sky. They've had the Offensive Player of the Year in Malott, the Defensive Player of the Year in Greeby, and then the Freshman of the Year in Jones. I mean, that's sweeping a trifecta right there now.
And flip it to the other side of the ball, and you got a lot more awards to rattle off too. By the way, Abilene Christian had surrendered that lead they had against North Dakota State. North Dakota State up 34-24 now. Number 2 seed. Here's the number 1 seed. They've got a really good QB in Tommy Malott, who tracks out of bounds a group that lost to North Dakota State in the second round of the playoffs last year by 1 point. Initial sadness, initial anger, initial emotion. They felt that flipped around the following Monday and started this journey to get back right here and get this, what was a bye week, and now a 42-10 lead in the second round of the playoffs.
Yeah, they know that North Dakota State is in the tournament. And they know that possibly they could meet later on, but I like how they're handling this situation. They're focusing on every single game individually. You can't get to this point of the schedule with a record clean like yours without focusing on each and every individual opponent. No looking ahead from these guys.
Tackle made by Tevin Ship there. Former walk-on 6 years ago, grad student playing for this UT Martin group. Brought down Scott Trey Humphrey there. By the way, the Idaho-Lehigh game is at 7 o'clock Mountain Time later today out at the Kibbe Dome. That is the game that the winner of this one will play.
That dome is so fun.
You've been?
Yeah, it's the most unique structure, I think, in all of college football. I mean, it's just, so much history there, the way it's built. They don't even build buildings like that anymore.
Malott recognized the pressure initially, then got dropped down for what will bring up 4th down.
You notice with Malott, he never makes the bonehead decision.
You're right.
I mean, you're up whatever. He could be loosey-goosey with the ball. You got a big cushion. But watch the intelligence. It doesn't take him long to figure out the next smart move. There's no hesitation. There's no thought process. Tuck it and get as much as you can, and a punt is a good situation when you're up by 32 points.
O'Shea Baker will go back to return this punt. And Montana State began the season with the win over New Mexico, 35-31, 12-0. That'll go into the back of the end zone, and now UT Martin comes back out with 2:20 to go in this 3rd quarter. UT Martin, again, a group that began the year 0-2, battled back 9-4, 4th straight conference title, playing out of the Big South OVC. Got a share of it this year.
And no matter what, Jason, no matter what happens today, they've got a lot to be proud of. I mean, last week's victory marked the 2nd postseason victory for the program in its entire Division I history. I mean, that's some meaningful stuff, right? And so they've had some success that they can continue to grow on.
Longest tenured head coach in their conference, Jason Simpson, great head coach. The wall that his group has run into today on display right there. And Jason Simpson's been the head coach since 2006. Going back to 1925. Located in Martin, Tennessee. Made the trip in yesterday. The run of success lately on those conference titles, 2021, 22, 23, and this year. Back in the playoffs for the first time since 21. Throw it out, deflected out of the air by Cruz. Just everything, everyone gets involved somehow with this Montana State team. Nice play from Zach Cruz there.
A lot of playmakers all over the field.
Missoula native.
They play a 4-2-5, and they're multiple, but really the key to their defense is their defensive line. They do a great job of squeezing running lanes and getting good pressure with 4. You don't have to do a lot of blitzing. You blitz when you want to. And here they come.
They bring 6 in. They get to Dent.
That's one of those jailbreaks there. I mean, everybody's winning when you don't have to worry about anything else. And you know the ball has to be held because you're in a 3rd and long situation. Obviously, fumbling the snap does not help, but multiple guys win the one-on-ones.
Going to be Iden again, not his first sack today.
Really, it wouldn't have mattered if that ball was fielded cleanly on the snap. Everybody won their one-on-one, Dent had no shot.
Iden, a Bozeman native. This program means so much to this city. .53 seconds to go in the 3rd. The outright Big Sky champs cruising right now. Don't forget, the NCAA FCS Championship coverage continues with second-round coverage next Saturday on ESPN Plus. For more information, visit NCAA.com, the home for all 90 NCAA championships.
How about that beautiful shot? No, I want to drink that water. Don't you just feel like that water tastes better than anything they're bottling?
It's the real Glacier Mountain water.
Right.
So again, the blocking continues to be so sound for Montana State. Adam Jones on the catch there.
And you continue to see the versatility of this offense. You can't come in and say, okay, listen, we're going to load up this box, commit 8, 9 defenders are stopping the run. You can't do it because the creativity of Jason Simpson is going to create mismatch opportunities on the outside for their guys. They've got a couple guys they can throw it to. So you have to try to be able to stop the run with a 7-man box, and so far this season, no one else can do it.
Back to Jones. Just look at his footwork. So elite. Winding down this 3rd quarter. UT Martin got the ball first in this quarter. But it was Montana State who pounced early. The defensive stop, credit the crowd. Now they're going to head into the 4th with a commanding lead. The last 14 points to Montana State in this game. Humphrey and Dowler, the 2 to capitalize and get in the end zone.
Dad, what playoff you wearing?
It's a full month of the college football playoffs.
A whole month of playoffs?
It starts in December and eats up most of January. Every fan is full of cheer, and every home is filled with Dr. Pepper.
College football, it's a Pepper thing.
Marketers are spread so thin. You've got to generate leads, then score leads, then contact leads. But is it leading anywhere? There's so much content to make, so many channels to manage across so many campaigns. You have to be everywhere, all the time. You're in overdrive. Are you over it? But with HubSpot, it's never been easier to create content that breaks through and campaigns that drive revenue. So impossible growth feels impossibly easy.
I wasn't born yesterday. That's why my car wears Coopers.
Because I'm hauling precious cargo.
Because my daughter's a storm chaser. So yeah, my car wears Coopers.
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 Game time! Wing time! Now it's a tailgate!
Getting together? The bold Louisiana flavors and satisfying crunch of Popeye's wings are always the right call.
Love that chicken from Popeyes!
All right, Tina, 6 is hard to beat.
Not for us.
Okay, not soccer, but...
Football.
Yes. We honeymooned here.
Mallorca.
Yes. Pass.
passed.
Oh, we don't pass, Tina. Come on.
They help give you more.
A tax professional.
And they have a 97% satisfaction rating.
Salami?
You could have done it in a British accent.
That's helpful, Randy.
For savings and service, get more with Geico.
Riley's falling asleep.
Okay, crew, let's get to work.
From the world of Inside Out.
There's a lot of memories that need some extra processing, and we send those to Dream Productions.
Please, come on in.
Meet the team behind Riley's dreams.
I've been directing Dreams in Riley's mind for 10 years now. Dream Team!
Disney and Pixar's Dream Productions. Available December 11th, only on Disney+.
You see head coach Jason Simpson there. Not only the coach of Montana State, but he had been the coach of his sons as well. They've been watching football all of their lives at UT Martin. Ty Simpson, QB currently for Alabama. Graham Simpson, currently at Westview High School in Tennessee. And then there's a pick of all three of them. So last time these teams met was 2021. Again, that was actually day of that game, Ty's state title game in Tennessee. They had to FaceTime Jason at the half. They ended up winning that state title. His youngest son, Graham, played in the state title yesterday for Westview High School. They lost that game, but Graham had an excellent game, 18 for 24, 265 and a touchdown. He had 55 touchdowns and 1 interception, by the way, entering that game. So Graham having a great season. Really cool to have his sons and family fly out here to watch the UT Martin program they've been supporting their entire lives. And they mapped out the flights as well. Caught the flight last night to get here in time, and really neat to have them come out west here to Montana to watch their dad.
I've been singing the praise of Tommy Ballot's 22 touchdowns and no interceptions. Now it's up to 26 touchdowns and 1 interception. Well, look, Coach Vegan's son, Graham, 50 what? 55?
Yep, 55.
To 1 interception? It's got to be a thrill to coach your sons. I don't think Coach Vegan will ever know what that's like, because those guys are Power 4 type guys. He made a joke about, the young Graham's got to do a little bit more to earn his scholarship offer from Montana State. I think he's done enough for that.
He's brought down by Lamarian Pierce.
It's a little more, maybe a little more always in the dad's eyes to get done, to keep working.
That's right. Got to be proud of the way his team played today, though. I mean, having that week off, you never know what that does to your momentum, your mindset of your group. But I think they've got the right type of leadership to be prepared for taking on a bye week and coming in and playing at home. Look at Malott. Look at him. I mean, he's up right now by 32 points, and he wants more. That's the type of competitor he is. The offensive coordinator told us, said, listen, this is the most incredible competitor we've ever seen. That's what Tyler Walker told us. And he wanted to pick him for his dark alley guy, but he said he's just so nice off the field, I can't pick him because he'll probably try to talk us through the dark alley. But when he steps on the field, he's a different guy. He's a stone cold killer with the ball in his hands, and today he's been that.
Got 3rd and 4 here, starting to get different targets. Again, involved Ryan Lonergan that time. Going deeper into the depth chart as well in the wide receiver position. They had to rest last week. Now you think maybe rest some more guys down the stretch here possibly.
It's a career high 273 yards in the air from Malott. So at his best when you need him to be. Again, just more about competitive greatness. So there's a lot of guys who are great when the competition isn't. Not number 4. He's at his best when you need him to be. And that's why they're going to be a tough out in this playoff.
Some people even thought that you had to maybe for UT Martin make this a passing team today. But no, Malott goes, okay, let me get this career high.
Yeah, that's number 16 Malott. Number 4, different story.
Another target open. Caught by Zachary Dodson-Green. Just his 2nd catch of the season. Getting the Salem, Oregon native involved. Showcasing the depth here.
He's working on trying to get to his 300-yard day. And I think we're getting to that point. This might be his last drive, in my opinion. because at some point you don't want to, you love the rhythm because they had a week off, right? So you want to get the rhythm and carry that into the next week. But at some time really close now, it's going to get to the point where the risk isn't worth the reward.
The Big Sky offensive MVP. He's going to be the MVP of this game again today. Oh, what a spin move out of traffic there by Jones. Highlight reel.
Well, listen, all day these backs have gotten to the second level untouched. This time, he had defenders, multiple defenders impeding his way, and Adam Jones showed us the dynamic running ability that this freshman has. Made a couple of guys miss, and it was a house call.
The kid who grew up in a family where both parents went to Montana. He also played baseball growing up. Decided Montana State football was the right decision for him. This was elite footwork.
My favorite move as a pass rusher was a spin move, but it wasn't quite like this. Great job of keeping his balance, and when he gets in the open field, forget about it. 49-10 State.
I wasn't born yesterday. That's why my car wears Coopers.
Because I'm hauling precious cargo.
Because my daughter's a storm chaser. So yeah, my car wears Coopers.
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 Dr. Pepper presents a Fansville Playoff-uary special.
State got the 12th seed.
It's a playoff-uary miracle.
Dad, what's playoff-uary?
It's a full month of the college football playoffs. It starts in December and eats up most of January. It's like the holidays, but for college football fans.
And if we all believe, State will make a deep playoff run.
Oh, State! Do you really think that State has a chance?
Sure, but their defense will have to play lights out.
Our defense stinks.
College football, it's a Pepper thing.
Let's go to our next segment, Fairest Calls, inspired by Geico's fair and fast 24/7 claim service.
Do we have to do the Geico stuff on him here?
Yep, we do. Let's play the clip.
Holding, number 53, 10-yard penalty.
This literally happens every game. Can we just skip to the action?
Nope, nothing but fair and fast claims, just like Geico. Here's the next clip.
But I don't play the clip.
Pass interference, number 34.
Wow, doesn't get any fairer than this, boys.
For savings and service, get more with Geico.
Riley's falling asleep.
Okay, crew, let's get to work.
From the world of Inside Out.
There's a lot of memories that need some extra processing, and we send those to Dream Productions.
Please, come on in.
Meet the team behind Riley's dreams.
I've been directing Dreams in Riley's Mind for 10 years now. Dream Team!
Disney and Pixar's Dream Productions. Available December 11th, only on Disney+.
A good few days here for Montana State football. They had signing day earlier this week, signed 24 kids, 10 for Montana. And now backing that up with a 49-10 lead in the second round of the FCS playoffs. 12-0, the 13th consecutive win today would match the longest streak in program history, set back in the 70s. So trying to tie some history today, and looks like they're on their way to doing it.
Yeah, excuse me. Good look at Adam Jones, the young freshman there. Doesn't look like a freshman to me.
He's the Big Sky Freshman of the Year.
So speaking of that freshman, we talked about the great individual effort. Now watch him come across, and there's an unblocked defender. Spin off that. Now look at the block downfield. The individual effort was great, but Aiden Garrigan still had to block downfield to spring Jones for the touchdown. So that's the thing. Even though they've got great individual talent at the running back position, it comes down to team football to get these long runs. And I can't say enough of how impressed I am with these receivers blocking downfield.
Dent and Rucker have been the two consistencies amongst a very inconsistent day. For UT Martin, those two connect again there. Gain of 12. go to the ground with Glover Cook, who was a DB to begin the season, and they had some injuries at running back. Flipped him over there.
Remember, this offense came in averaging 32.5 points a game. They had no problems moving the ball and scoring. But this atmosphere against this defense and how fired up and ready they were to play coming off a week off, just a different animal.
And the juice is still vibing. And that pass was nearly intercepted. Nearly another play for this crowd to get hyped up about.
A lot of fun playing defense in this situation, Jason. That's Jake Vegan getting underneath. That was a zone dog. He dropped off his defensive line position at defensive end position. So they blitz a second-level defender and drop off a defensive end, hoping that the quarterback doesn't read it, and he didn't. And so that's why it was almost a pick.
The son of Coach Brent Vegan nearly had an interception. Go to the far side. That is complete inbounds.
You know, it's
finding
funny.
Bailey.
Excuse me, it's funny about that Vegan family. I mean, you got athletes all over the place. But really, probably the best athlete is the mom.
Got to shout out Mom.
Yeah.
Started basketball in North Dakota State.
I mean, my goodness. She's probably the best athlete in the family.
Mom Molly. Moms are the best, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. Essential is what they are.
Up near midfield. Nice catch from Tanksley. Got cut down out on the edge there. Good tackle from Gray.
They had the right call. That time they were blitzing Montana State, so you know you got man coverage on the outside. You want to have the blitz, but it comes down to that one-on-one situation. Can your guy beat their guy? And that time Taden Gray was up to it. He said, no, sir. I'm taking you down right here by myself.
Flag went out. Denton goes down. See what the flag is for. Line has been relentless today.
Off defense, number 46, 5-yard penalty, still second down.
A little juiced up, Jason, a little excited to get off the football. You got to be careful how you line up now. Fredrickson lining up in the neutral zone. And promptly they run him off. Young player, sophomore, learning lesson. He's geeked too. He's like, it wasn't me. I didn't line up in the neutral zone. Well, somebody saw it.
Another flag here. Fredrickson, an Idaho native, mentioned
Ball start.
Game.
Offense.
Going to play the winner of Idaho versus Lehigh.
5-yard penalty. Second down.
Suing penalty will push UT Martin back a bit.
Martin came into this game averaging 6 penalties a game. They just hit theirs, and very clean game for Montana State. Just 3, including that latest offside. So that's another thing. You got to come into this building. They've got home field throughout. You know you got to stop the run. You got to stop the best player, and you understand that they're not going to beat themselves.
Substitution being made.
And when the offense substitutes late, the defense has to substitute late. And what you do defensively is purposely take your time because the play clock is still running, and that forced UT Martin to call a timeout.
We'll go to break with them. 49-10, the number 1 seed up.
I wasn't born yesterday. That's why my car wears Coopers.
Because I'm hauling precious cargo.
Because my daughter's a storm chaser. So yeah, my car wears Coopers.
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 Dr. Pepper presents a Fansville Playoff-uary special.
State got the 12th seed.
It's a playoff-uary miracle.
Dad, what's playoff-uary?
It's a full month of the college football playoffs. It starts in December and eats up most of January. It's like the holidays, but for college football fans.
And if we all believe, State will make a deep playoff run.
Do you really think that State has a chance?
Sure, but their defense will have to play lights out.
Our defense stinks.
College football, it's a Pepper thing.
All right, Tina, 6 is hard to beat.
Not for us.
Okay, not soccer, but
Football.
Yes. We honeymooned here.
Mallorca.
Yes. Pass.
Oh, we don't pass, Tina. Come on, baby.
They help give you more.
A tax professional.
And they have a 97% satisfaction rating.
Salami.
You could have done it in a British accent.
That's helpful, Randy.
For savings and service, get more with Geico.
Number 1 is laugh. You should laugh every day. Number 2 is think. You should spend some time in thought. And number 3 is you should have your emotions moved to tears. Could be happiness or joy. But think about it. If you laugh, you think, and you cry, that's a full day. That's a heck of a day.
V.org/donate, where you can join the fight in V Week here at ESPN. 100% of your donation goes to cancer research. Doak, I know you've been involved as well.
Yeah, I think everybody really has been touched one way or another, knows someone who's overcome cancer or succumbed to it, unfortunately. My dad, shout out to Clarence Jackson Jr., overcame prostate cancer, a hero of mine. But that organization and that charity does amazing work. But I mean, again, to be selfless the way Coach Valvano did, understanding what was happening to him, to find the energy to deliver that speech. And you heard me, I was mouthing every word with him, and what a tremendous effect it's had on me. I remember being with the St. Louis Rams, and Coach Mike Martz brought that speech out and showed it to the entire team. Obviously happened decades after the speech, but the moving selflessness is what he wanted to show, how unselfish he was to come out and deliver a speech that has affected so many people positively.
This pass intercepted and being taken back. Just a 4th and 12 kind of prayer heaved up at this point, down to a few opportunities left. And Dakari Carr able to drift back and get his first INT of the season with 7:43 to go in the playoff game.
And just to finish that point, as you got a flag down, but to finish that point off, Jason, you know, what you give grows and what you keep dies. And if you can be a giver like Coach Valvano was, giving of knowledge and wisdom as he was going through the toughest part of his life, you live on forever. And he's going to live on forever through the hearts and minds of not only people that was in that venue who saw it, but we got people who were nowhere near as born now learning and hearing about his speech, learning about cancer research and the importance of supporting it. I mean, you know, the guy's going to live on forever.
Like you said, really a speech that's synonymous with everyone in some way or another. We all
pass interference, defense, number 7. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot, automatic first down.
You get the pass interference call there. Montana State fans not happy. They've been happy quite a bit today. But
they're still competing.
Yeah, they don't stop. And notice how they're still standing, too, which I love. Pretty much everyone still standing.
I think the seats and bleachers might be cold, Jace. I mean, you know, it might be smarter. Unless you got something to sit on, you better stand your rear end up.
Relatively warm day here in Bozeman. Everyone was. You were not happy with all of the shorts that you saw, but
I'd never seen shorts and snow in the same picture. I was looking at people walking around with shorts on. Is that what it is?
You live, well, yeah. You gotta spend a few more days here. Dent back to work as the completion.
Ball came out.
Recorralled by Max Dowling.
It's Bryce Grebe, Brody's brother, getting physical with his arms on that tackle and causing a fumble, but the ball goes out of bounds. But yeah, how about this crowd still competing, man?
They do not sit down, man.
No.
That's This is an incredible atmosphere. The view of the mountains encompassing really the stadium all around. It's incredible. Another good effort there. They don't stop on the field either with tackling in space, which is going to be such a key part of whoever they match up with next in the playoffs. Tyson Pottinger, the tackle there.
Playing hard. I like guys who don't look at the scoreboard. And usually when we talk about no scoreboard watches, you're talking about when you're down. No, I don't want scoreboard watches no matter what the score says. You got an opportunity to play. You worked hard all week. Go out and play.
Patrick Smith, good to see him still in the game and running hard. You start talking about these seniors and grad students in some cases for UT Martin. Patrick Smith, a senior, came over from Vandy. Kincaid Dents, grad student, came over from Ole Miss.
You call him Cheeks.
Yeah.
Because he's got cheeks like mine.
Now what
Pinchable.
cheeks are you?
The cheeks on my face. What are you talking about?
Sure.
My aunt, my queen, they love to pinch my cheeks. I don't like it so much, but that's what happens all the time. So I can relate to Cheeks. But they talked about Cheeks being one of the most respected players on this football team. I mean, what a leader they say he is. Leading by example. The way he goes about his business, works hard every single day. And, you know, it's unfortunate the way this game went. He couldn't get as many carries as he normally does because, I mean, he's a sensational football player, but the scoreboard kind of mitigated his ability to have an impact on the game.
Trevante Rucker, another senior who we've seen get involved today for UT Martin. Dents eludes the initial pressure, trying to take it himself inside of the 5 with 5:17 to go. Devontae Tanksley, another grad student. It is a senior-led offense.
Again, look at, I want you to watch this. Obviously, no give up in Kincaid Dent. And this is what I saw on tape all week, ability to make things happen. But watch number 10, Grebe. I mean, he could have easily led up and let Dent run out of bounds, and Dent letting him hear it too. But hey, you were in bounds. I'm going to play hard. I'm going to dive at you and get a hit on you. I mean, that's the mentality of Montana State. Competitive greatness. It's up and down the roster. If we're going to compete, I'm going hard.
If you're a UT Martin fan, just a fan of football in general, you'd love to see Patrick Smith get in there as a senior. Patrick Smith had a year left to play and wanted the opportunity here, wants to play pro football as well. He's the one in the backfields. They give it to him, but the defense ready again. What a play there. Taden Gray.
And company. But it was Gray that stepped up and met the ball carrier in the hole. Watch the collision. Bam! And driving his feet. And then here comes the late help from Charbonneau. Competitive greatness. It doesn't matter what the score is. If we're going to line up and compete, we're going to give our best. And I'm seeing it from both sides.
Third and goal. Throw was low and incomplete. Rucker thought he had his second touchdown.
And look at the hands on the head by Dent. He know he missed one. Why did he miss it, though? He couldn't get his feet set, Jason. Again, he's been rushed. He's been harassed. He's been made to feel uncomfortable. Watch him try to throw up another backpedaling throw. There's no pressure there. He's just been rushed all day. He's seen the ghost that we talked about before that a young Malott used to see. And when we say seeing ghosts, you feel something that's not there. You think you see something that's not there. Looks like we're gonna, I think they're gonna go take a look at that catch.
Yeah, they are. Rucker was vehemently trying to get his sideline to review it, and they're gonna look at it.
And if he made it, that was a sensational grab. Let's see if he gets his hands underneath the ball.
ruling on the field is that it was not a catch.
That looked pretty good from here, but it's not the most definitive angle. And I'm not 100% sure from that angle that I can say the call in the field was the wrong one. It looked pretty good, but I'm not sure. And you got to be sure in this situation. That's why the call in the field is so important. All right, here's maybe a better look. Let's see if we see some brown touch the turf. Now maybe the tip of that ball might have touched. I didn't see it touched. So as much as I can see right there, it looks like a catch. This is going to be one of those 50-50s where I can see it go either way. His hand's underneath that ball. Now the end part of this, did the ball roll forward and go between his forearms? That's the question.
Looks like the officials have come to a decision.
It's going to be interesting.
After review, receiver had his hands under the ball, in possession throughout the process of the catch. Touchdown.
So it is a touchdown. A section of UT Martin fans that have traveled love it, and again, really cool to see the grad student to senior connection there for UT Martin. Rucker was campaigning, and his campaign worked out.
Yeah.
Second touchdown of the day for him. And Rucker, a guy, they described him as, if we were playing Notre Dame today, if we were playing Alabama today, he would go out there 100% effort no matter what happens. He is taking his UT Martin team each and every time, and he's going to compete to the final whistle. His grad student QB finding him a heck of a catch, a heck of an effort from Trevante Rucker. .499 the total yards right now for Montana State. So if they come out here and run this out after receiving the kickoff, then you could be looking at a 500-yard day. It's the first 300-yard passing game for Tommy Millott, and most completions for him with 22 on the day.
And this is a running football team.
Right. That's the scary part. That's where they're telling you we are here to win a national championship.
Yeah.
And if you think you can take one thing away from us, they really did well to get Taco Dowler involved in the passing game today.
And again, the crowd is here for that too.
Yes.
They have higher aspirations. They're not looking at the scoreboard. The crowd is competing. The players are competing. The staff is competing. Like you said, they're here to win a national title, nothing else.
And they still haven't sat down. Really a vengeance today from a second-round defeat a season ago.
Night Eagles kick goes into the end zone for a touchback.
With 3:29 again, they match history today. They're looking to hit 13 consecutive wins. That was tie for the most in a row. You look at 1956 NAIA champs. The Fitz back in the day as well. It starts to evolve as you get into the 70s.
What the Cowboys had?
I know that was disappeared a little bit, but then the big shoulder pads in '84. One AA champs.
I used to wear those big shoulder pads. Look ridiculous nowadays.
And the neck.
Neck roll.
Rolls
Cowboy
as well.
Collars.
Yes.
Yep.
Not only do you have the rodeo hats around here, you got the rodeo neck rollers.
There's the 500 plus.
There it is, eclipsing 500 yards today.
Runs into a flock of Skyhawks.
I'm surprised they got hats on. Now, you know what? Those guys are soft. Because I saw people walk around in short sleeves and shorts.
I've got some stories about your toughness today that I don't think you want me to tell on the air right now. You see the enrollment of 17,144. The Bobcats Stadium seats 17,777.
Now, where's Bill Collar, a famous alumni? He's the only Hall of Fame player. We got to switch that up, guys. What we doing?
Our guy.
Hey, but you know, one of the funnest part of this job is to go around to all these small towns.
This is right. This is up there.
Unique,
this is very unique and up there.
Different.
The view from
the snow-capped mountains, right?
Surrounding the stadium, 360 degrees. It's incredible.
But what was funny is it wasn't a cloud in the sky this morning. We came out with sunshine.
It is sunny here fairly often.
No
similar
chilly,
to Colorado.
But sunshine. Yeah,
unseasonably warm though. It's
right?
Chilly for your Florida blood.
And true, absolutely true.
Here they're partying away, and they're going to party tonight, tomorrow. Get ready for next week. They're going to wait the winner of Lehigh and Idaho. That's the game that Montana State fans will be locked in on tonight.
And how about our producer Russ risking his life to get those shots of the rolling, babbling brooks?
He was getting dark out. Russ didn't have cell service. He was up there anyway.
Now he tells us he went out on frozen ice. There's no footage of this, so I'm not so sure if that's true.
I hope there isn't.
I'm just saying. He did eat those ribs, those short ribs, like he did survive something.
He saw the bear signs up there. He didn't buy it. You can buy pepper spray for bears at the airport.
Well, it's called bear spray. Pepper spray.
Pepper spray for bears.
I would advise you not to.
The cloud goes up to 30 feet.
I would advise you not to spray pepper spray at bears. You better
go to the airport.
They call it pepper spray for bears?
I'm not kidding.
Okay, all right, I'm about to research that.
You don't have to research it. Just go to the gift shop at the Bozeman Airport. Well, technically in Belgrade, but you know what I mean. 1:53 to go in the fourth quarter.
Timeout.
This is the frozen lake that our producer Russ
claims.
Wants you to know he walked out on.
Claims.
Wants to emphasize that he walked out on, which he did to get this beautiful shot. And we're back with a flag.
Now, we did see footsteps in the snow. I don't know if those were Russ's, though, footsteps. I don't know.
Were they footsteps of a bear that you need?
See?
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct, UT Martin, number 21. That 15-yard penalty will be enforced from the end of the run. UT Martin, 1st and 10. The timeout. It's a full media timeout.
Media timeout on the field.
Right now we'll take a break. Some frustration starting to settle in a little bit. 1:53 to go in the fourth.
Game time! Wing time! Now it's a tailgate!
Getting together? The bold Louisiana flavors and satisfying crunch of Popeye's wings are always the right call.
Have that chicken from Popeyes.
Marines are made for this. Made for the calling only warriors can answer. Made from an unshakable belief in our nation and a strength that comes from the determination to win together. But you'll have to earn your place among us. Because you don't join the Marines. You become one.
Let's go to our next segment, Fairest Calls, inspired by Geico's fair and fast 24/7 claims service.
Do we have to do the Geico stuff on him here?
Yep, we do. Let's play the clip.
Holding, number 53, 10-yard penalty.
This literally happens every game. Can we just skip to the action?
Nope, nothing but fair and fast claims, just like Geico. Here's the next clip.
But I don't play the clip.
Pass interference, number 34.
Wow, doesn't get any fairer than this, boys.
For savings and service, get more with Geico.
Riley's falling asleep.
Okay, crew, let's get to work.
From the world of Inside Out
There's a lot of memories that need some extra processing, and we send those to Dream Productions.
Please, come on in.
Meet the team behind Riley's Dreams.
I've been directing Dreams in Riley's mind for 10 years now. Dream Team!
Disney and Pixar's Dream Productions. Available December 11th, only on Disney+.
We're gonna party into the night here in Bozeman.
Is he surfing?
A little swag surf. Is it as good as yours?
Nope.
No.
No. Heck no. No, don't. I don't want the camera on me though. But just believe me.
I love the big hats. They've got Julian Calvez in at QB now for UT Martin with 1:44 to go. Able to complete his first pass.
Transfer from Grambling. 6'3", 195 pounds. Comes from an athletic family. His mother plays softball at FSU, Florida State, and his sister,
Orlando native, takes off, shows some of that athleticism you mentioned.
Sister played softball at LSU, so good genes.
And very quickly,
he has to come
because
off.
The helmet came off, he has to come out. So that brings Dent back in. Third downs. This crowd,
timeout.
The way the defensive line shows up for Montana State.
The helmet came off the quarterback, number 9.
It's going to be a challenge.
Due to his helmet coming off with the clock running, there was a 10-second subtraction option. That's the reason UT Martin took their timeout to avoid the subtraction. Timeout, 30 seconds.
So mentioned for Tommy Malott, QB for Montana State, first 300-yard game for a guy who began his career being deemed as a running QB. They aired it out today. He had just 19 rushing yards. These are some of them, but it mostly got done through the air.
And again, there's a lot to be impressed about. I mean, the highlight tape was sensational, but for me, the best part of what I saw from him today was his decision making. Very decisive. He didn't see any double thinking, any hesitation. Even when it was a negative play, he made his decision and went with it. And of course, the thing that I love most, I should say, about all quarterbacks is do they protect the football. He never puts the ball at risk.
The defense has been relentless all afternoon. Dominic Solano's first tackle, and it's a big one for the Glendale native.
TFL, not bad when your first tackle is a tackle for loss.
They're smiling, and they deserve it. Again, refreshed with they felt it felt good for their souls to not have to really work too hard along the Thanksgiving days, able to let their guys go back to their families if they could, and they came out today juiced and energized. How could you not be with this crowd, this atmosphere, this setting, avenging their second-round loss from a year ago on 4th down? That'll do it.
It's amazing how, as you see some extracurricular out there, I mean, you don't want to see guys lose their composure in this stage of the game. And I understand how frustrating it is. You saw Jalawan Hampton an extra push and didn't get the flag, but at this stage of the game now, I understand frustration, but you got to keep your poise and finish this game the right way with class on both sides. I love how these teams played, watching them on tape. They respect the game by playing it as hard as they possibly can and as physical as they can. Let's not do anything to deter from the outstanding season that UT Martin had.
They'll come out in the victory formation and allow for the backup Chance Wilson to take the knee.
Chance Wilson takes the knee.
Looks like we're going to have one more of those.
Really incredible work on the field today for Montana State. I want to give a shout out to our crew behind the scenes who did a phenomenal job all day too. Producer Russ Winham, director Justin Melnick, AP Jared Dreschers, our bug operator Michael Soroki, replay Maddie McCarty did a phenomenal job. Tiger Lagan on the replay as well. David Geider, Mason Park, Brad Hatterley, our camera ops Tom, Kevin, Bo, and Paul as well. Shout out to our talent stats and stage manager Ellie Lamberty. Happy birthday, Ellie. Official stats.
Birthday
Lynn Lamberty. Happy birthday, Ellie. Utility Michael Allen, Marcus Breckstad. You guys are all phenomenal behind the scenes. Thank you for your help today. Montana State comes out on top and gets the playoff victory, 49-17. The #1 seed looking dominant today. Now awaiting the winner of Idaho and Lehigh. Start to finish, opening drive. The narrative of their season played out today. They didn't let up, and they finished strong.
Yeah, they got up to the great start. That is their blueprint. And like you said, they never let up. Hard to come from behind when you're playing these guys because they can run the football, the clock becomes your enemy, and they don't do silly things with the ball to put turnovers at risk.
You see the bracket here. Fans of Montana State will be partying / tuning into the TV tonight.
Yeah, I think it's going to be an outstanding game with Lehigh and Idaho. Looking forward to see that matchup.
So now we bring in Tommy Mellott, the QB for Montana State, guiding his team to a playoff victory today. Tommy, you guys were able to get the week off. You earned it. You deserved it. How would you describe the energy in practice this week and what it feels like now to see that work pay off?
Yeah, we're a program that's based off of, winning every single day. We've been talking about it all year, going 1-0 every single day, and so that's what we did all last week, all this week. We just got better. A ton of energy. Our guys love playing football. They love being out here. They love competing, and that's what we're all about.
Tommy, we talked about it all week. I saw you a couple years ago when you were number 16, young Tommy. This number 4, Tommy, is a different guy. 300 yards for the first time in your career. You're not just an athlete. Talk about the evolution of the game of Tommy Mellott.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I got my first start at quarterback against these guys 4 years ago in the second round of the playoffs at home, just like this. We had 40-mile-per-hour winds, and certainly I was struggling and throwing the ball as a freshman, but the evolution right there. It's day in and day out. It's for 4 years. It's the coaches invested in me. It's the guys around me making plays, and just us getting better.
Well, Tommy, how do you shift the focus now? Of course, don't know the opponent yet, but what's the plan tonight to watch the games? You guys tuning in tonight?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We'll be getting home. We'll be, enjoying our opportunity, obviously Saturday night, but we're going to be focused in and watching that Idaho game.
Awesome. Thanks, Tommy. Really appreciate the time, man. Congrats.
Enjoy watching it play.
49-17. Montana State gets it done. The rodeo run out. One of the best settings in all of college football. They were phenomenal again today in the crowd. And it's the Bobcats, the #1 seed, coming out on top and advancing, where they await the winner of Idaho and Lehigh. Again, for Erica Jackson, I'm Jason Mirage Jr., the rest of our outstanding crew behind the scenes. You guys were phenomenal. Saying so long from Bozeman.